Guys, I am today. Let me just straighten out this camera and everything. You never know how it's going to look until it actually starts filming. Well, I never know. Someone has their someone's phone just rang in the background, and it was, "Who let the dogs out?" Woof, 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 woof. And that's right. Who let the dogs out? We're going to be talking about mongers today. I looked that word up on the internet, and it is not what they say it is at all. It's someone who wants to sell or something like that. It's not men that come to the Dominican Republic. So we're also going to be speaking about the ladies of the Dominican Republic, and we're also going to be speaking about love because the love bug has bit me, baby. So, first of all, I just actually just want to see um, if you guys can hear me well. Make sure you guys let me know. I'm on location right now at Goddess Lounge. Goddess Lounge is located in the north coast of the Dominican Republic, and it is located in Puerto Plata, Cabarete, Puerto Plata. And this has been my first live to air in 2 weeks. I haven't been doing Sosua Sundays. Well, you guys know I wasn't doing it for maybe about 3 weeks or a month now, as I did get a little bit sick. I had that common cold, and then I don't know. Again, I got lovesick, so I got busy. But I'm gonna get more into detail about that when I talk about finding love in Sosua, because a lot of people come to Sosua and they don't even realize that you can find love in Sosua. A lot of people don't even want to come to Sosua at all. All right, who just said I am clear? Thank you. Thank you for writing that too, because I forgot to take my glasses out. So yeah, a lot of people think that you cannot find love in Sosua, and I never really thought that, but I never really saw it a lot either. At times, I was like, okay, people do fall in love quickly here, but then they fall out of love quickly as well. And most times, I see it has to do with the men because of the options that they have here are so wonderful, and they can just kind of go from one beautiful woman to the next. So I find usually that it's the men. So that's another reason why I've never really gotten involved with falling in love in Sosua. But I'll get more into that. First, I really want to talk about the mongers. Mongers. That's what I really do want to talk about here, because I don't agree with it. I don't agree with men with the saying. They say that men come down here, and the men that come to Sosua, they're mongers. That's not true. That's not true. I've met some fine gentlemen in Sosua. Now, there are some guys that are just like ridiculously nasty. And I had an experience just the other day, probably for the first time ever since I have been here. So I can tell you, like, that it does happen sometimes. And I'm 49 years old, but I'm pretty sure it happens to the younger girls a lot more. So I can't speak on behalf of what goes on in the nightclubs, because I'm not a nightclub goer, as a lot of you guys who are watching this and come here. You guys go out in Sosua, I haven't really been out to the clubs too often. If you see me, you'll really see me on the beaches and stuff like that, and at karaoke and some of the bars, and then I head home, right? But maybe some of you guys are mongers, and if you know who you are, then you know who you are. But you hide it around me, and you hide it around other, classy women, I think. And a lot of the women here, you guys blame the women in Sosua for being too hard on you. And I'm going to get to that in a second as well. And what I mean about being too hard means too hand happy. For those of you who don't know, some women don't know. I've heard over and over again from men, they don't like to go to Sosua because they get grabbed too much in their private parts, and they don't like that. But we're going to get more to that too. So we have a lot to talk about here. And here's my new glasses, guys. How are these? Bruce. Hi, Bruce. All ears. And bravo. Victory. Gracias. All right, guys. So, mongers. Who is that just said laugh out loud? Are you laughing at my beautiful glasses? Martin? Look at these cat eye glasses. They actually are very uncomfortable, so I'm probably gonna, get into another pair, but they go on my cheeks a little too much. All right, so first of all, let's talk about monger and where this word come from, because I don't know where it comes from, and I looked it up today, unless I'm spelling it wrong, and I just don't know what it's all about. But I looked up monger, what I think it's spelled, monger, and it just said someone trying to sell something, really. So let's look up the meaning together, because I do want to get into the nitty gritty of this. I am actually a little tired of hearing, um, men get put down by the general public, people that don't even come here half the time. And they're like, oh, I don't go to Sosua because there's too many mongers and girls. And that's not true, because I've never met a monger until the other day. And I've been here for 3 years. And the girls, I don't even see them. The new love of my life saw them. And he said to me, we were going down the street, and he's like, Cerise, I really don't like to come into this area of Sosua. And I said, why not? And he said, well, I'm like, no, I don't know. And he's like, the girls, they're really a lot on this corner, concentrated on this corner. And I'm not going to say the corner, guys, because I'm not trying to solicit any type of action. But I am going to say, if you do know Sosua, then you know that turnabout, right? And that's exactly where we were. Now, I've gone around there a lot, but never at nighttime. And that corner was actually very cleaned up 2 years ago. When I say cleaned up and very cleaned up, I shouldn't even say that, because I'm misrepresenting how I feel. I feel women should be allowed to do what they want with their bodies. And so there happen to be a lot of working girls in that concentrated in that area, but it's off the beaten path type of thing, it's not on the main road, but it is kind of, and it's gotten cleared up. They cleared everything out of there a couple of years ago. And when I say cleared out, I just mean cleared it out. New laws and everything. It was just like the police were chasing the girls up and down the street. It was something else. And that got cleared out. And it was very heavy traffic of girls back then. Now, for the last 2 years, and especially with the world at where it's at right now and everything being shut down, that corner is hardly thriving. I see girls, but they look like they're on their way to the gym. They look like they have some tube tops on and some running shoes on and a little clutch purse and short shorts, most times tights, what I would wear here to Goddess Lounge today. So I don't notice the girls on the street, which I'm going to get to that, because I'm going to talk very heavily about the girls. I don't know what they go through here. So I can't really say that there are no mongers. I can just talk on from my behalf and as a foreigner woman being here, and some of the things that you foreigner women will not have to worry about and you might have heard about, which is blown out of control. Kind of like the Mormons. If you hear about the Mormons, anything you hear about them is that they're supposed to have a whole bunch of wives. That was way back in the 1920s or something like that, maybe in the 1890s, Not these days. Mormons actually have very solid families and very dedicated marriages. So, you can't always follow what you hear everywhere. Okay, so ladies that do want to come here to Sosua, but you're a little bit thrown, you don't know if you should because you think that it's all about mongers. That's not true. I want to put that to rest right now. There are some really good gentlemen that come here. Yes, some men do come for intimacy. Yes, they do. And some men, they come for intimacy and they're willing to pay for it. Yes, they do. I know that. That much is clear. Anyone watching videos on Dominican Republic will know that. We know that happens in Thailand. We know that happens in the Philippines. I still have to open up my phone, though, and get to the meaning of monger. Okay? Give me 1 second. I'm going to put my microphone down. Now, again, I could be reading it wrong. You guys will let me know. I mean, I could be spelling it wrong, because the first time I've ever heard the word monger is here. And I'm like, monger? What's a monger? And they're like, guys that go down there just for women. And I'm like, okay. And, well, they're mongers. Well, we all know that men are very active in that area. Like what are they doing? Are they doing something bad to the women? No. Well, what are they doing? They're promoting that type of activity. What type of activity? The same activity we use for procreation to bring beautiful children into the world? They just want to come down here and have some type of beautiful release and go back home with a good memory? That makes them a monger? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't met any yet. Maybe I'm just Mother Teresa here. And that's another thing, too. You guys got to stop calling me Mother Teresa, please. They do. Everyone calls me Mama. Don't call me Mama. Call me sister or Miss. All right. So, monger is a seller, especially of something specific, like a fishmonger at or an ironmonger. You can use the word, I'm not using my glasses. You can use the noun monger as a word on its own, although it frequently shows up as a suffix in words like cheesemonger. Monger can also be used as a verb meaning to sell or peddle. So, how are men called mongers? They're not selling anything. That might mean the women are mongers because they're selling. I don't know. I had to do the research on monger because I don't even think that word sounds right. Players? No, the guys aren't players either. Are they dogs? No, they're not dogs. Remember back in the day? Who let the dogs out? Oof, oof. Yeah. Remember that? They're not dogs here either. They're guys coming down here looking for a fun time. And the girls are open to it. How does that make anyone bad or mean or evil? I will never get it. And I think people need to mind their business and stop giving Sosua a bad name because it's beautiful. It has a lot of families and a lot of areas where people live up in like Casa Linda, La Mulata, there's another one, Panoramic Village or Panorama Village. There's all kinds of beautiful Los Cerros. There's Playa Laguna. There's so many places. Playa Chiquita, Puerto Chiquito, Maranata, Bella Vista, Cabarete. There's so many places. Well, no, not Cabarete because Cabarete is not Sosua. But Sosua Abajo, La Union. If I missed your place, your area where you are, shout it out below, please. Because I think I covered all the places in Sosua. Let me ask my motor concho. Eddie. I'm having a beer today. But I'm going to start watching my drinking a little bit more, and I'm going to talk about that too when I start talking about love. So, Eddie, areas in Sosua. Areas in Sosua. Areas.
Arena.
Area. No arena. How do I say areas? Area?
Arena.
No arena. Okay, locales in Sosua is Los Chermicos, El Batey, Los Cerros. Los Cerros es no Sosua?
Sí, los suban, pero.
Sí. Sí, es Sosua. Maranata es Sosua. Bella Vista es Sosua.
Castillo.
Los Costillos, La Unión,
Cangrejo.
Cangrejo.
Cabarete.
Cabarete es no Sosua.
Sí.
No, Cabarete es Cabarete.
No.
Sosua es Puerto Plata. Ven aquí. Ven. To explica. He's saying Cabarete is Sosua, but I never heard this, so I don't want to say it. You didn't hear it from me, people that live in Cabarete. Please, introducing my motor concho. Again, like always.
Sosúa es del.
Mira aquí.
Sí. Sosúa es del puente de Cangrejo
After Cangrejo.
hasta el puente de Sabaneta. Eso suba.
¿En serio?
En serio.
When Sabaneta?
Cuando hay elecciones de síndico, los votos del síndico le cuentan al síndico de Sosúa. Le cuentan.
Whoa.
Sí. Del puente de Sabaneta al puente de Cangrejo.
Whoa.
Todos
So
los
the
votos
point
le
of
valen al síndico
Cangrejo.
de Sosúa.
So we don't need. So Cabarete is actually Sosua?
No.
I mean, sorry, Cabarete is Sosua?
Sí. Sí.
¿Por qué? Why do we call Sosua and Cabarete? ¿Por qué?
Porque esto es un municipio.
It's the municipal.
Sosúa es
Sosua.
un municipio.
Sosua is the municipal.
Sí, municipio. Sosúa.
Municipio.
Municipio.
In English is municipal.
Okay.
Municipal. Okay, entonces, oh wow, guys, we're learning something here. So Sosua is a municipal, and it actually encompasses Cabarete.
Ahora, Gaspar Hernández. Gaspar
I
Hernández.
love Sosua.
Gaspar Hernández
Gaspar Hernandez is no Sosua.
no pertenece a Moca.
Hamoka. Oh, whoa. Okay, well, we're learning something new, guys. Don't quote me on it, but you did learn it here first. And then you need to let me know if it's true. But my motor concho is pretty detailed and he knows his stuff. And that's another reason why I always like to, use him. If you guys don't know what a motor concho is, I'm just going to digress for 1 second and let you know. Here comes the goddess herself. I just want her to say hello. Ben aquí, amor. Motor concho is someone who uses their moto as a taxi. Here is the goddess right here herself.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing, baby?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Aw.
Excellent. Enjoying another beautiful day.
Oh, I like your makeup.
Ooh.
That's a gold. She's beautiful. Look at her eyes. Costa Rican in La Casa.
Pura vida.
Gracias.
Have a great day, everyone.
Yes, and when you come here, this is Derek. She's the goddess here. And let me see. Okay, we'll get to those messages. Tell them what your special is today, because you usually have specials.
Today's a regular day, and got a little bit of everything.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
She said, "What's today? Tuesday." That's what we love about that, right? We're Caribbean gals. Come on now. We
got a little bit of everything.
That's right.
Fish, lobster, chicken, beef.
Woo!
Poor
Cheers.
bear. I just went out hunting for bears.
You really?
Yes.
Oh,
They're
this
so
is great.
scarce. Presidente
Hey.
are scarce, so I have to go looking all over.
Are you serious? Why are
Oh,
they
yes.
scarce?
All over. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
Presidentes
maybe
are
you
scarce all over.
Yep.
Okay.
So, but,
That's
you
why a
know,
lot of people are drinking. Oh, Bohemia was
Right.
scarce for a while too, though. Remember?
Member's
But now,
gone. Isn't- Yesterday I found a case somewhere out there, but it's like Heartbreak. Boom, gone.
wow.
I just come from way up Hamal, see if I get something, but I got a couple cases
Okay.
of light.
Okay.
Big one.
Well, it's better than nothing.
That's right.
That's
so,
it.
you know.
We'll drink
give me some-
Modelo.
That's right.
All right.
yeah.
All right, baby. Love you, honey. So that's Derek, guys. Come to Goddess Lounge in Cabarete. She is the one that runs things here, and you will be happy you met her because she's filled with so much information like most of us vloggers are here. Sí. Yo quiero mi chinola, por favor. I haven't been drinking beer for a while. My motor concho just looked at me and gave me the look. Do you want a refill on your drink? And I asked for chinola. Okay, so let's get back to mongers, guys. Some of you men call each other out. Some of you guys will contact me on WhatsApp thinking because I'm a woman, you'll contact me and you'll be like, oh yeah, Cerise, so I want to go to Sosua, but I'm not that type of man. And I'm like, what type of man? And they'll be like, a monger. And I'm like, can we just stop using this word wrongly? Can we just stop condemning people for wanting to do what they want to do on their vacation? Sosua is not like that. Yes, there are some locations where men hang out and congregate. And I'm not going to call those locations out because, again, I don't really want to, promote those places because I'm not against them and I'm not for them. I don't go to them. I've been to a couple of them. I've danced my butt off for the night. I love dancing. That's one thing I got to say about myself. I am a dancer and I love to sing and I love to enjoy myself. So it's not like I am closed off from the night scene. Okay, because I am very connected to the day scene and the night scene, but it's just the club scene that used to exist that I would never really indulged in. Like I was to Envy one time, and I'm not promoting them, but I liked it when I was there. And yes, there were a lot of men there and a lot of women, but there were way more men, right? And those are all men who are on vacation, coming here, enjoying life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like so many men here to one woman. That's a woman's dream. And why shouldn't the beautiful women here be broken off a little love? I was having a conversation last night with a friend on the phone, and he said, that a girlfriend of his in America said to him, "Oh, she doesn't go to the Dominican Republic because it's not for her." But she heard that the Dominican women are even more gold diggers than American women. How can that be? That's false. False. Squash that immediately. I don't see many women going around in big, Lamborghinis or Countach. You men coming down here to save money anyway. You're not coming down here to buy a vehicle for a woman, and you know that. So why are you getting scared away from that? Don't listen to that. Yes, some of the women will be opportunists. Some of them will, but that's up to you to figure out what your girl is, what your woman is. And you will know that in a heartbeat if she wants you for a good time, if she wants you for a long time. You will know it. Your heart will know it, and even sometimes you guys do get a little, fluff in the eyes. And I've seen it happen here quite a lot. But you guys learn a good lesson, and then you get tough. And then you're like, no, I don't want that. I want this. And you choose differently, okay? So it's not like you're going to come down here and get used every single time you come down. Maybe you're a sensitive guy. Maybe you're a vulnerable guy. Maybe you are naive or gullible. That does happen to men like that. They will get taken up an advantage. They will get taken advantage of anywhere around the world. But a lot of those men will come here because they can get a woman at a lower cost. And the woman is actually very amazing looking. Gracias. Gracias. Um, like, I know a lot of women from Canada that, oh my gosh, they will take a man for everything he got. And I haven't I haven't seen that here. You know, women, as soon as they're meeting a man, they want to know everything he got in his bank account. They want to know what car he's driving. They want to know everything. Because why? It's not theirs, it's his, right? But they do, and that's all around the world. So those women around the world should not talk about the women here who's getting money for their food, money for their mother. There's no healthcare system here like there is in Canada. And on top of that, there's no welfare system here. So if you are a man that does come here for women, break her off a little bit of money. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel stupid about it. I met a guy the other day who is an owner of one of the restaurants in Sosua, and I'm not going to tell you who he is. But he said to me, I was like, oh my gosh, how you doing? You're here. You didn't, so you still in love with that girl that you were in love with before? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, well, that's so sweet. He's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, what am I missing right now? How could being in love not be sweet? And he's like, because I don't want to be in love. So clearly he chose someone that's not good for him. And he's holding on to her, hoping she will change. Two things are going to happen with that. One, she's not going to change. Or two, she's going to change. No secret to that, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that stuff out. But it does take a rocket scientist to figure out the matters of the heart and why a man would put himself through that. Some guys do come and do that. They know the woman's no good for them. They call her up all the time. Call her. Can't get a hold of her on a Friday, Saturday night, Thursday night, or whatever. And he knows that she's up to something and he's all hurt. That's not her. That's him. He needs to have the pride. He needs to have the dignity to know that he's worth better, And no, it doesn't make him a monger. It doesn't make her a monger. It just makes him sensitive and sweet, So I think, honestly, a lot of you guys are under the wrong impression when it comes to Sosua. You guys think that there's a bunch of working women walking down the streets with, their high heels and big makeup and big hair and big purses and big attitudes, and that's not true. These girls all look like they're walking to the gym. I don't even notice them. My new love romance, but I told him, I'm like, well, that's not about Sosua on that one corner when we were passing it. He's like, I just want to look at you. Like, I just want to be around you. And I'm like, then look at me. But those women around there, they're not here for you anyway. They're here to make their money, to make their dollar. And then he told me that just the night before at 10 o'clock, one of them was banging on his car door. Well, it's probably because he was out at 10 o'clock at night after he dropped me off, right? But if you're out at 10 o'clock at night in your vehicle, and the girls are going to think that you're out for a little goody goody, and they are going to offer it to you. And that's that, right? But I just don't get how we can put that down, or how we can put the men down. Yeah, there are some men that come here just for that. But it's none of your business, and it's none of my business. And it is a business. It is a business. Okay. And I don't get involved in it. You don't need to get involved in it. And you don't need to worry about it. If you are a woman coming here, you will not be affected by it. These men are not coming here for foreigners, which brings me to another point. Trust me, they're coming for the beautiful Dominican women. And then they do get a little tired. The ones that live here, they get a little tired afterwards of chasing the young girls. It's not that they get tired of chasing Dominican women, because I don't think they'll ever get tired of that. The Dominican women are just beautiful. Let's just put it that way. And Haitian women too, right? But they get tired of chasing them. And then they like the foreigner women. So hold on and be strong. You'll get that man. You don't have to worry. He's not going to monger you. Okay, so don't put men down that are coming here, whether you are American, Canadian, ladies, like, just let them men enjoy themselves. My gosh. And then aside from that, you're not even going to really notice it that much unless you focus on it. I live here for 3 years and I'm not even focused on it. Again, I see men treat the ladies like gold when they come down here with suitcase packed full of gifts for these ladies. I have a few neighbors, when their boyfriend comes down, they know for sure they are going to be getting something. Their neighbor, the girl and the neighbor, they all sit outside the front and they wait for their boyfriend to come off the airplane and come and arrive in the taxi and with all his gifts, and they know that they're going to have a few gifts in those suitcases. And that is it's like Christmas time, and I see they're so happy, these ladies, and they're happy with just a bathing suit. So think twice before you put down the men that are coming here for the women, because a lot of them do come and bring gifts for the ladies, and they love that, and money and lifestyle and business. And then the ladies themselves, I don't know what they go through in their occupation. The ones that are working girls, I don't know what they go through in their occupation, so I can't speak on their behalf. But I do have to say that sometimes they have to their occupational hazards are probably way more than we could even fathom. So some of them do have their hands out for what they can get at the drop of a dime, because they never know when they're going to be getting something else. Okay, so let's just look at it that way. I like the girls here in Sosua, Cabarete, Haitians, Dominicans. I like the girls. I see the way they take care of me, and the way they take care of their friends, and the way they take care of their families and their children. And I don't care what they do on the street and what they do with their free time. It's none of my business. So you ladies that are coming down here, you shouldn't care either, right? Just don't. It's taking your mind to places where you don't even have to think about it. When's the last time you guys have seen me drink a beer? Usually it's wine, right? That's going to take me to my next topic. So I met somebody, and I met this person a year ago, and he was sitting with a buddy of mine, Mr. T. You guys know, my brother from another mother. Make sure you guys check out his channel, Educated Traveler. And so he was sitting with Mr. T. Now, he's an older gentleman, but not old, just more mature, distinguished. And he was chilling out with Mr. T. And, I wanted to video the guy right away. I wanted to get my dibs in on him. I'm like, oh, who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? You know that? Where you at? What you doing? What's your name? Remember that, that song from Bruno Mars? That was me all over him. But I respected him too, because I just really didn't want to, chase a man. And again, men do come here a lot of the times for younger women and Dominican women. So I thought either this man, because he looked really good, he looked really distinguished, and I'm like, either this man has a girlfriend here already, or he has a wife and he's just visiting. Because Mr. T is a dignified man, and he's a friend of Mr. T's. If you guys watch the Educated Traveler channel, you'll see Mr. T's not all about that either. He does his work and he has his channel and he provides content and he's fighting a really good cause right now. Like he is woke and he wants you guys to wake up and everything. He's not in Sosua looking for women. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe this guy is, like Mr. T. He's not down here for the girls. And I'm not calling the guys that come down here mongers. I'm just saying they come down here for a specific reason and they're allowed to do that. But those are the ones usually that I stay away from because I'm not looking for a dalliance and I'm not looking to take, uh, it's just not my thing. My job is something else. I'm a soul coach, right? So I don't want to knock anybody else's profession. Let me just get to what I was saying. So I met this guy and I was like, hi. And that was it. A year passed. And then 2 weeks ago, today, I was doing a live to air. And that was my last live to air that I did before today. And so I was chilling with Noche, my dog, and everything. And I just happened to go to Cheers Bar that night. And I was sitting at the back, chilling out all by myself after I got off my live to air. And then Mr. T showed up. Again, Mr. T, educated traveler. He showed up and I'm like, hey, bro, what's up? I'm his sister from a different mister. He's my brother from another mother. And, when we get talking and chilling, it's always a great conversation and everything. And one of our hottest topics is usually Sosua and YouTube and providing content for you guys and what videos we're working on and everything. And so that night, there was supposed to be karaoke and everything kind of got canceled. But this guy showed up to meet Mr. T. And when he showed up, I was like, oh my gosh, that's that guy from last year. And I never asked Mr. T about him because I just didn't want to pry or involve myself in Mr. T's affairs with his buddies and stuff like that, And I mean, we just don't have that type of friendship. Like if I have a female around me, Mr. T doesn't ask me, who's that? Who was that? Like we just don't have that type of a brother or sisterhood. So in any case, I saw him and he sat down, and this new guy, he sat down and I was just like smitten. I was just like, yep, I think this is going to be something that's going to turn into something good. And it did, like immediately that same night. I had a couple of drinks. I had Noche with me and he's like, you know what? I have a car. Let me drive you home. And I'm like, no, I'm good. My dog can go on a motoconcho because you know me, I'm stubborn like that. And I'm so used to being on motoconchos, not used to being in vehicles. And he's like, no, come on, let me take you home. So I was like, no, I don't take men home. I just don't. And he's like, oh, you know what? I'm not trying to get you in your apartment. But we've been, at this point, I think we were probably together for a few hours. Mr. T had already left. Everyone had already left. Just him and I were on the dance floor at Cheers. We were dancing together. We were chilling. We even snuck kisses our first night meeting. You guys know I don't run around town doing all that stuff. I rarely go on dates. But I do love intimacy. And I mean, I love intimacy. And I'm not against it. But I'm just careful with it. If you guys are wondering what I'm drinking right now, I'm drinking something called chinola juice, passion fruit juice. So anyway, we snuck a few kisses. I got a few taps on his butt. Listen, when I want a man, I let him know. I'm not shy. Some of you guys have assumed that, we'll go out somewhere, we'll chill out or whatever, and I keep the peace of friendship. And then afterwards you guys will WhatsApp me and be like, so did you feel that magic? What magic? Because if I felt that magic, I would have been doing all kinds of tricks, pulling rabbits out of my hat and everything. So no, you guys don't have to worry about that. And that's another thing too. Some of you guys had seen some videos of this guy and I'm going to call him B, as his name starts with B. I don't want to tell you guys all his name right now and everything. You guys will see when he comes back. If you guys go on my Facebook, you'll see a couple of videos of him and I. He's in this thumbnail right now with me. He's the one that's leaning in to kiss me. I didn't want to really show his face right out like that either. I do want to keep a little bit private, but I'm so excited to share it all with you guys because it's brand new, it's fresh, and it feels like it can lead to something that it would be very serious. And I found it in Sosua, right in Sosua. He's a few years older than me. He's retired military, I think retired, or I don't think he's still an active, whatever. But I really don't know a lot about that. But I learned a lot from him because he was an officer in the army or something, navy or what. He was an officer in the military. Let's just say it like that because I still don't know all the jargon. And actually, a lot of you guys in Sosua that say that you are officers and you're the special ops. Oh my gosh, that's one thing you guys need to know. Let me just digress for 1 second. You guys need to know that there are a lot of fake military men in this town. And I didn't even know. That's what's fake in this town. Some guys lie about their ranks. Like there's certain ranks that you can get. For those of you who don't know, in the military, you can go in as E, which my buddy Ken is, enlisted, E. There's some people who go in as W's, and I don't know what that stands for. But there's some people that are like they can go into the military out of college and stuff like that. Well, the other day, remember I told you earlier when I first started this video that I think I met one monger? Well, yeah. This guy was actually somebody who I respected at first until the other day, and I was just like, I don't really like him, because he lied to me. Check this out. When I first met him, he told me he was special ops. This guy in the military said he was special ops, and I hear that often here. But because I don't know the jargon of veterans, I never know what is going on. Special ops, oh, what did you do? Most people are like, oh, it's classified information. And it's like, okay, well, whatever. Like, I'm Canadian, whatever. Like, and most of these men are American. So I really don't even know the different divisions of the Navy or the Marines or the mercenaries or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. So anyway, this one particular guy, every single time I see him, he always talks about this topic. And I'm thinking to myself, if it's so classified, why do you keep bringing it up? I don't even understand the military. And why do you keep bringing it up? Now, there are some people who I have met here and I've interviewed here, and they are on my channel. I never interviewed this guy that I'm about to get into. And this, I have interviewed some real people who are talking some real deal Holyfield stuff. And it's sad about how they're not getting 100% compensation for the injuries that they have. And, they are disabled vets. And that stuff is real. Like when a vet comes up to me in the streets and we start talking and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm here, disabled vet. That stuff is real. Like they're not trying to change their rank to impress a woman. So ladies, if you come here and you are a foreigner, or ladies, if you are Dominican or Haitian, or men that you guys are Dominican and Haitian and you guys have sisters that are dating men that are pretending that they're from special ops, make sure you check into it more if you can. There is a certain language that they will have. So B and I, my new love interest, and I, we're out at Mama Juana's. It's a club on Pedro Clasante, and we were there for karaoke. And I know this guy might watch this video and he's going to know exactly how I feel. But this is the truth, Ruth. So I was in Mama Juana's, and I went up to this guy, this special ops guy. And I went up to him and I was like, hey, how you doing? And he grabbed me tightly. I love tight hugs. But then he started to move his chest back and forth to have my breasts go back and forth on his chest. And I had to peel him off of me. I slapped him. Yes, I did. In his arm. I slapped him so hard I even covered my mouth. But I didn't slap him sting him. It's just you could hear the noise. And I even surprised myself. Now, B was standing off on the side, and he didn't notice it at all, which I'm glad. I'm glad he didn't notice it, because after I told him about it, he was like, where? Who? What? When? Why? How? And this is an officer, military officer, and of course, he's a gentleman. B is, right? He's a gentleman, and he's like, no, he didn't want to see anyone bother me like that, but I'm glad he didn't see it. So anyway, that was it. I pushed the guy away. I gave him a little slap and I said, yo, back off, man. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, and he's acting like all sexy with me. Like, please. back off. And he smelled like cigar and just not a good look. So anyway, not that men that smoke cigars smell bad, because I do like cigar and leather and cologne, just not all up on me, you know. And so anyway, he smelled like an old cigar, like an old cheap cigar. You know that smell? And I'm sorry. I know you're gonna watch this video, but you shouldn't have grabbed me up the way you did. And then he I said to him afterwards, I went around the bar, and then I came back over to, I don't know, do something, to say hi to someone or something. And then he comes over to me and he's like, hey, and he goes up to like put his hands on me again, like something, get all touchy feely again. And I said, hey man, like back off. And he looked at me and he's like, what? And I said, don't rub me up and hold me up like that. What are you doing? And he's like, okay, well, I won't talk to you again. Just like, well, you know what? No, you don't have to talk to me again. If that's where you want to take it, because you're not allowing me to speak up for myself, then you can take it there, brah, because I will keep it there once you take it there. And I won't speak to you again. This is my body. I have every right to push you off and say, do not grab me and move my breasts around on your chest the way you did. And then I said to him, anyway, that's my boyfriend. And he was like, oh. And I said, you're going to get me in trouble. Because then I realized I don't want to make enemies either, because he probably didn't mean to come off like he was trying to rape me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he was trying to come off like that. But it did come off a little dirty, nasty. The guy's a lot older, like in his 70s type of thing. And that's fine, because my new man is just about to be 70. But I like older men. I really do. I always have all my life, right? And he's tall. He's like 6 foot. He's in shape. And I mean, he can probably do more push-ups than most of the guys on the beach. He's an officer, a gentleman. Like he's a dignified man, and I'm looking forward to getting to know him more. And it's going to take a while. He doesn't live here. He lives in Puerto Rico, but he was here for 2 weeks almost, and he's gone now. And I mean, I'm going to wait for him. But that was my first moment of really meeting a monger like that, like out in like that. Not him. He's not a monger. And not many people here are. But that other man was, that rubbed his chest all up on my breasts. Like, it was just the most horrible feeling. And the bra that I was wearing was like not a full support bra, ladies. So you know that your breasts are going to be a little bit more jiggly if they are real. And they're not just going to sit on the front of your chest, right? So when he did that, I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like, I felt vulnerable, That's the first time a man ever did that to me. And I felt vulnerable. And so I do know that some of these women must go through that here. Some of these women must go through that type of dude, a guy that thinks he can just rub on a woman like he owns her because he knows her. So I'm pretty sure there is that, but I think the working girls would experience that a lot more than us foreigners or women working in the banks or whatever. I'm assuming that the working girls would experience that at a higher level. And so if you guys are those men, maybe just do it to a woman that likes it, or a woman that's into you. I was like so grossed out. I couldn't even peel him off me fast enough. And this is a guy who I would chill with before a couple of times. I chilled with him, sat with him, on WhatsApp with him, tried to help him out with business at one point and everything. So I just was so grossed out. And so if you guys are like that, just keep your hands to yourself. If you ladies have gone through that here before, I apologize that you had to go through that, because you're not a piece of meat at all. But it does happen, I'm pretty sure, at night. So, all right, let's move a little bit more into the story where we're going to talk about how he says he's a special operation. So here's my man. My man does come over with me, and I'm thinking, okay, now I'm going to introduce them, right? Now, this is what happened. After this guy, okay, let me back up a little bit. I'm sorry. I usually am a really good storyteller. Okay, so the guy that grabbed me up, we're just going to call him Dirt Bomb or Dirtbag. Let's call him Dirtbag. Okay, we'll call him DB for short. So DB grabs me up. I put him in his place, slap him and everything. B doesn't see it. My baby doesn't see it. And, I walk away and everything. And then as we're walking away, I said to B, I was like, holy mackerel, this guy just grabbed me all up. Like, it was just so uncomfortable. And he's like, what guy? And I was like, oh, this guy over there, never mind. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, all right. And he's like, you should show me him. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to show him to you. Like, why would I do that? Come on, let's go. And he's like, no, 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 no. Show me the guy. And then he like turns around to look around. And at this time, it looked obvious that I was telling on Dirtbag. Right. So then I was just like, come on, would you just come on? Like, don't make a scene. And so, B, he's like, okay, I just want to know what's going on. And I'm like, let's go. I can handle myself, but just I don't need you in problems. If you guys get what I mean, I don't need anyone fighting for me here. Right. Or getting upset over something stupid that a man does. That doesn't make a woman feel like she's being taken care of. That just introduces danger. And I said that to him. I'm like, listen, I'm telling you because I feel comfortable telling you, B, but I don't need you acting up and trying to look for this dude and putting me in a position after you're gone back to Puerto Rico. And then I still have to deal with these people here. Right. And he's like, okay, I got you. But now look at me. Your girl's making a whole video about it. Like this dirtbag's not going to watch it. But, I mean, I'm just calling it out. He shouldn't have did what he did. Shouldn't have grabbed me like that. And then he turned around and lied to B. Because this is what happened. B and I are sitting down. Then we walked around the bar to say hi to someone or something, right? And that's when I said, come with me. And I brought him with me. Now, when we went around, Dirtbag actually jumped in front of me again. And Dirtbag's like, oh, hey, hi. So, that business contact that you gave me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, right, yeah. And he's like, well, they're just not, wanting to pay the money right now. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking probably because they can sense something about you. In my head, I'm thinking that at that moment, right? But I let it slide. I introduced Dirtbag and B at that moment because B is right here beside me. Dirtbag's right there. And I'm like, well, I better introduce Dirtbag to B. Otherwise, B's going to wonder, why aren't I introducing him to this dude? You know what I mean? Because I introduce everyone to B. And so I introduced them. I'm like, B, meet Dirtbag, Dirtbag, meet B. And then to create a connection between the two of them, I went on to say, hey, B, Dirtbag's from the military as well. B looks at Dirtbag. Now, B is an officer, remember? B looks at Dirtbag. Dirtbag's about to hear. B's like taller than me. I'm 5'9". B's like 6'1", I guess. And he looks down at Dirtbag. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying all this about Dirtbag. Dirtbag's gonna watch this. I'm sorry, Dirtbag. At least I'm not saying your real name. I'm talking about you though. And I won't tell anyone your real name. Okay? Only B and I know. Gosh. Anyway. So then Dirtbag says, oh yeah, I'm from the military. And then, B, being an officer in the military, he wants to connect with someone else in the military, right? And especially if he's a friend of mine. So B's like, oh really? Well, what did you do? Where did you station? Or like what? Like those normal questions that are asked. And the guy looked at him and went, special ops. And B looked at him and went, okay. And you could tell B's face was just like, okay, I'm just can't go there. That's not the way officers speak. People in special ops, like that's not the way they speak. Then he looks at him again and he goes, the dark side. And even then I was like, whatever, this just sounds like a lie. And I was like, holy mackerel. I don't know enough about the military, but I can tell you my intuition was just like through the roof. And I'm like, this guy is lying. He's not no special ops and he's not from any dark side in military. Like, and you don't say that if you are out like that to someone who you don't know. The dark side. And he blinked his eyes as if to say, I can't tell you. That doesn't sound normal. And then after that, B and I, like after we walked away and everything, B was like, listen, this guy's a liar. He read a book from somewhere. Like, this guy is not special ops, Cerise. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, just be careful of guys trying to pretend like that, because there's a lot of vets in this town. And he's like, and most of them are pretty cool. Like, because B met a lot of vets here, right? And he's like, most of the men here I meet are pretty on point. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, like, and he's like, Ken, because Ken, my buddy Ken, he was in the Navy and he often refers to Ken. And he's like, Ken is a real special guy. That guy, he's a real special guy. He's real. And then he met another friend of mine, and he's like, that guy's real. That's what it got to after that. Every vet we met after that, it got to, oh, that guy's real. That guy's real. That's how fake that special ops guy was. And then here we are. We go, B and I, we go to Puerto Plata, and we went to Burger King. Yes, I said Burger King. Isn't that something? I got a full veggie Whopper and an apple pie and onion rings at Burger King in Puerto Plata in the north coast of the Dominican Republic. And that food tasted like the bomb. I won't even lie. I thought I was back in Toronto. I can't stop thinking about those veggie burgers. I think I'm just going to get my motor contra, go straight to Puerto Plata for me and get like 15 burgers, and I'm just going to freeze them. They taste so good. So if you guys need to know, it's very close to jumbo. Okay. Ahora tú tienes MTCN? Tú tienes número.
Después, comida.
¿Qué tú quieres? Okay. ¿Qué tú quieres para comida? Yo quiero cordon bleu. I had cordon bleu here. My motor concho is just going right now to grab me. He's doing a favor for me right now. And I like to buy him food, take care of him because he's going to be here with me right now during this filming. And then he's taking me back to pick up Noche. So I'm not just going to sit there and just let him sit there. So I am going to feed him. And that's what I asked them. What do you want to eat? But I had cordon bleu here when I was with B, like on Sunday for karaoke. And it was the bomb. That was good too. Look at how much I'm talking about food. I'm talking about food. Back to the Whoppers. And I need to lose weight. That's one thing that my new boyfriend said to me. He said, you know what? You don't need to lose weight. You look so amazing and your curves are all in the right place. But I just really want to make sure that you're getting exercise. And I said, yeah, I am enough and I will get more after I go from my mummy makeover. I told him I'm going for my whole operation first. And then after my operation, I will work out, because then it gives you more incentive, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah. Then we are here. We went to Whopper King. I was going to call it Whopper King. That's what they should call it because those Whoppers were good. We went to Burger King. And I'm going to put this on Do Not Disturb. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. Because it is on Do Not Disturb. Beautiful. All right. Oh, I have so many messages here. I'm sorry for just going on. I'm going to be answering your messages in 1 second. But so anyway, the guy says, we're in Burger King. As we're in Burger King, chilling out, having our meal, I whop that Whopper down. I will not lie. Guys, I can't encourage you enough to go get yourself a Whopper. Like, it was so amazing. I really am going to go get a whole bunch and freeze them. Anyway, I whopped it down. In Canada, Jamaicans will say yam. I yammed it down, and I yammed that down. Shouts out Canada, Scarborough. So then this guy sits down beside us. Like Tim, his name's Tim. Shouts out Tim. B thinks I should interview you, and I think I should too. So I'm going to contact our taxi cab driver. I forget his name, Sam, I think. And I'm going to get your number from Sam because Bruce suggested that we do an interview together. So I digress. This guy sits down beside B. Did I just say Bruce? Did I just say B's real name? His name's Bruce. My boyfriend. My new man. His name's Bruce, but we'll just call him B anyway. So what happened was this guy sits down beside B, And then I'm sitting beside B. And the guy says, "Excuse me, sir," in a very military, like militant voice, like a soldier voice, you know? And he's like, "Excuse me, sir." B turns around and looks at him and he says, "Yes." And he's like, "I come in to Burger King in Puerto Plata right here. And I sit down and I happen to sit beside a famous YouTuber." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And I duck my head out from behind B, thinking he's talking about me. And he's like, "Yes." And then he looks at Bruce and he's like, "So, Bruce, how you doing?" So he knew Bruce from Mr. T's videos. But he watched my videos too. It was just like a cute play on words, a cute joke. Like, it was nice for him to see both of us there from YouTube. B, my love interest, doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he's been on a couple of Mr. T's videos. So if some of you guys have watched those videos, his real name is on that video. You guys can go on Mr. T's channel and do your research and find out who it is, because I didn't do any videos of him really. Only on Facebook I did. I did want to do a few videos of B, but we were just so busy getting to know each other, and I was so busy like working because I'm a soul coach as well, and I do consultations for those of you who are coming down here to relocate and do exactly like what I do. And so that's what I was doing throughout the day. And I was just trying to throw in little videos here and there for you guys because I didn't want you to forget about me. And I also wanted to remind you that I love you and I'm not forgetting about you. But yeah, it got quite busy with love and like just a moment of hours and days. It got to the point where, oh yeah, let me go back to Burger King. So anyway, Tim and Bruce are talking about the military. And Tim was from like some 82nd something. And he's talking about things, and he had a pretty important job, B told me. After we left, B said to me, "You know what? That guy Tim is the top notch, authentic, real deal." And he's like, talking to him actually like, choked me up a little bit because, it brought back a lot of memories and we had the same language. And I was like, "Aw," and so that at that moment, I learned that there is a military lingo. And I think from here on in, I'm going to really know if someone is special ops or not. Because you can tell if someone's reading a novel, as B called it. B was like, your friend that I met in Alabate, he was reading a novel. He didn't say your friend. He said that guy. He said he read a novel. He was talking out a novel. And some guys do that. And then Tim actually confirmed it because Tim said, I told Tim about that exchange. As I said to Tim, I can tell that you guys are, on the same level, blah, 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 blah type of thing. And then I told him about the story that happened the night before. And he was like, "You know what? I forget how he coined it, so I don't want to say, I'm just going to paraphrase him. It's not verbatim. But he said something like, if he had a man for every man that told him he was from special ops, that special ops unit would be bigger than the entire military in total." You guys get that? That's how many people have lied to him about being special ops. And when he says that when he hears those lies, like he really likes to make that connection with other military men as well, or even women or whatever, right? But military people. He says he'll ask a question like, "Oh, so, where were you stationed? Or what did you do?" And, he says when they start going on with this special ops stuff or whatever, he's like, "Oh, okay. All right." There's this one story that he said, and I'm going to tell you guys it because it's going to be quite interesting. It's not racist. It's not racist. I actually, think some of you guys are going to think it's racist. So that's why I'm giving you a heads up first. I'm my soul sister. So I would never have anyone speak anything racist around me, or prejudice. But he explained it. He said to me and to B, he's like, "You know what?" He said, "One time I was talking to a guy on Playa Sosua, and we were talking about the military and everything. And then he said that he was special ops or special something, like special operation. Op stands for operation, for those of you who don't know. Special operations, that means behind the scenes stuff. You do things in secret. It's all classified, right? And so Tim asked him, he said, so you were a spook. And the guy looked at him and said, spook? Right? The guy should have known what spook meant, Tim said. Spook is what you call those guys in the military because they're so high up in rank that they're scary. They spook you out, they're, oh, spook. It has nothing to do with color at all. And that guy assumed that Tim meant he was calling him a spook. If you are special ops, you know all those words. You know those words, I would think. Maybe you're special ops and you're watching this and you're like, well, I'm special ops and I never heard the word spook. And that's quite possible. Maybe you did your military work in an era that Tim didn't. But I'm pretty sure Tim and this guy that we're talking were probably in the same era, the same type of, work years. And so that would have been a common word that would have been used, I guess. But those are little things. Like if you're military, you know right away who is not and who is and who's lying. And I learned that so much just in the last couple of weeks from B. I also learned from B that exercise is really important. I knew that before. If you guys look at my Facebook photos from like before I got here, you'll see that I was a, fit chick. But I don't know what happened. I got here and started to drink a little bit more and work out a lot less and eat meat. And I didn't eat meat for so many years before I came here. So I really came here and focused on business. I mean, I didn't come here. It sounds negative in regards to my health and physical and everything. But I mean, I focused on everything else when it comes to business. And I put a brand together. And I'm going to be doing so much more of that as well. As speaking about brand, let me just take a break right now because I do want to show you guys something. But first, let me just wrap up about the special ops guys and everything like that. Don't believe the hype, you guys. I just felt something brush my foot. Seriously, I felt something brush my foot. Oh no. I'm a spiritual cat, and that usually means like death. I hope no one in Canada dies. And if they do, may they be with God and center. I just felt something touch my foot right out and out. If you guys ever feel that, always pray at that moment and just be thankful for life. All right. In any case, let me just get back to talking about the military and wrap up with that. Ladies, if you're coming here, guys, if you have a sister or a cousin or anyone that is dating somebody here and they're saying that they're special ops and they can't tell you what military they're from and they're always talking crap out their butt, chances are they're not special ops. Special ops don't do all that stuff. They really do hide themselves. They really do try to stay out of the limelight, and they don't talk about what they did. Special ops means they did some special operations. And we're not talking about special as in positive. We're talking about protective. They had to do some crazy, outlandish things for their country, for America. And they're not going to go around talking about that. Like, why would they do that? That means that they are killers. Sorry, special ops. But that just means that they killed people. Why are they going to go around Sosua saying, oh, yeah, I'm special ops? That means you did some special or extraordinary things for your government. So there's some killing that you did. And I don't mean to say it like that either, but it's just the truth. Why would anybody go around saying that? So please, be aware if someone comes up and starts talking that crap to you, because chances are they are lying. And that's what I learned. So now just back to love. I got bit by the love bug. Yes, I did. And I got a little scared by it. Yes, I did, because it just came all of a sudden. And you know what he did? What B did? I met him Tuesday. I met him a year ago. And then I met him 2 weeks ago Tuesday. Okay? And then Monday, after knowing him for like about, we hung out hard for like every day after. Like he didn't make any time for anyone else but me, and I didn't make any time for anyone else but him. You guys know how it goes, right? And so he's like, you know what, Cerise, where have you been? And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, here in the Dominican Republic. Have you been to Punta Cana? I was like, no. And he's like, okay. Have you been to Jalabacoa? No. Boca Chica? No. And I said, Sosua and Cabarete, north coast of the Dominican Republic, Cabrera, Rio San Juan, almost to Samana, but not any further than Puerto Plata City going the other way. So I've never even been to Castambar, you know? And he's like, what? I'm taking you away. And I was like, really? Oh, that's so sweet. And he's like, yeah. So he booked a 2-day trip for us in Hawabacoa in the mountains. And your girl canceled. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm not a prostitute. Right? I was, I'm like, I'm not just good. Like, I unraveled. I unraveled. I hold on, my motor contro's back. Todo bien?
Sí.
Okay. Tu pregunta ella para tu
Ya lo de Blue para llevar.
para J Bar para ti.
No, tú.
Yes, cordon bleu para J Bar para me.
Compre.
Actually no. Me gusta mucho Germany Bar and Grill alitas. Germany Bar and Grill, you guys have to go there if you like alitas. They're just going to deep fry them for you and give them to you if you don't ask for any special sauce. But you can get like 2 pounds worth. It's 190 pesos. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. $4 for a pound of chicken wings. I don't know if that's good because, again, I didn't really eat a lot of meat. But usually they sell them like here in... yo no quiero algo aquí. Lo siento, para ti solamente. I usually they're sold here like 6 wings, 12 wings, stuff like that. 12 wings can cost like 400 pesos, I think, or something like that. I'm not quite sure. It depends. It goes from place to place. 400 pesos is $8 for 12 wings. Usually that's the average price, 450, something like that. Germany Bar and Grill. B took me there last week. I'm going to get back to our little Hawabacoa thing in a minute, but I just digress for a second. He took me there last week to eat. Oh my gosh. I didn't even know what I ate. All I know is it was so delicious. It was like German food. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I went back there yesterday because B's gone now. B left on Sunday. And I went to Germany Bar and Grill yesterday to go get that meal that he ordered for us, and I just couldn't get it. I didn't even know how to order it. So when he comes back here, I will ask him what it's called, and we will order it together again. But I did take a photo of it. And so I will be able, I didn't even think to show them the photo yesterday, but I will be able to get it. There we go. I'll be able to get it with a photo. But in any case, instead, I ordered alitas, wings. That's how you say wings here. Alitas, Alitas, alitas. And so I ordered those, and they were amazing. They came with some type of garlic butter on the side or something, and some amazing barbecue sauce. But I got a whole container full of wings. I ordered 2 pounds, 190 pesos each. Like, again, that's like $4 for a pound of wings, but it is like really a pound. I felt so guilty. I actually started to count the chickens that were killed to make those wings. I'm like, oh my gosh, after like the 6th wing, because I eat a little bit and I give Noche, my dog, a little bit. I eat a little bit, give Noche, my dog, a little bit. And I'm going through this whole box. We went through this box like 3 times, Noche and I. And then at the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so many chickens that were killed just for 2 pounds of wings, because you only get 2 wings on each chicken. Oh, so sad. Yes, see? Okay, sí, por favor. Sí.
Igual.
Chinola.
Hola. Igual.
Es bueno. Gracias. Forgot all about my beer. When my baby watches this, he'll be very proud. Okay, so Speaking of my baby, where was I, guys? Um, I think I should watch some of these. I think I should read some of these messages in a second, actually, because there's like quite a few popping in. But let me just talk about Hawabacoa. So he plans this trip to Hawabacoa. I'm looking for my other glasses. He plans the trip to Hawapakoa, and he likes to do surprises for people. He says he comes from a family where they just do a lot of surprises for everyone. And I was like, well, I'm not used to surprises because I just like tell me what I'm about to get into. Either because I may not like it and I can warn you ahead of time so you're not upset, or also because I want to know where I'm going and what I need to bring. Like what I need to wear. Do I need to bring comfortable shoes, high heels, what outfits, you know what I'm saying? Okay, gracias. And so then he, I don't know, he wasn't doing anything bad. He was keeping the secret like cute. He wasn't telling me where we were going or what we were doing. And he was keeping the secret really quiet and really cute, the surprise. And I started to get nervous because I started to think about sex. And, I mean, I love intimacy. I really do. And I don't shy away from it. But I do like to take time to get to know someone in that way. And I just felt like I was being a little pressured. I felt like, oh my gosh, like I'm not ready to do this. I'm going to be sleeping with this man. And you know what he also did? He said to me when he realized that I was starting to feel that way, right? Because we were supposed to go Monday. So we met Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday came, and he's like, oh my gosh, like, I love you. And I'm like, I love you, and then he's like, I just want to take you away. I want to show you another part of the Dominican Republic. I want to show you Hawabacoa. It's so beautiful. It's mountainous and everything. And I was like, okay. And he had a rental car, so we didn't have to worry about transportation. And he was paying for everything, so he wasn't asking me to take any, not a cent, not a peso out of my pocket. He just wanted me to, go and experience something different, And he really liked Hawabacoa as well. And I just got cold feet. He even got me my own bed with noche. Like, he's like, you can bring noche, because I said to him, I can't go anywhere unless I bring my dog. Like, you have to find an Airbnb that's pet friendly. And he did. And it had a river running through it and everything. And I canceled the last minute Sunday night. I was like, I can't go tomorrow, Monday. And I wasn't trying to be a princess. I wasn't trying to be a princess. I wasn't trying to be stuck up. I wasn't trying to do anything. It's just, I got shy and I got nervous, and it's just been a really long time since I've been, with a real man. And I fought against it. So there we go. There's the truth. And we didn't go away, and we didn't see each other. I did leave a message for him, and I said I would still like to see you, but I don't want to go on the trip for the 2 days, and I'm sorry. And he's like, okay, like, I understand, and then he just started to talk crap out his butt, like men do, and they get a little disappointed. And I said, all right, his response was, okay, I understand. You know what? It's probably for the best anyway. Gracias, amor. He's like, it's probably for the best anyway, because, I know you're a very busy woman, and I know you're building your brand, and you're so busy, and, Sosua is your life. Sosua is where you live. You love Sosua. Sosua loves you. And, I don't want to get involved in your work. I don't want to, take you away for 2 days when you're supposed to be working or whatever, because he's retired. And he said, I'm retired, and, it's probably for the best anyway, because it's just, you are doing your own thing. You're very independent and you're very good at it. And I was like, what the F? Yes. I was like, that is his comeback. That's how he comes back to me. He doesn't say, oh, Cerise, thank you so much for, everything. And I understand. And, you're a little nervous and shy, and it is a little soon, so he didn't come back at me like that. And that peeved me off a little bit. But then he did. The next day. Because when he left that message for me, I was like, okay, you're right. You know, you don't want to be Mr. Cerise Fairfax, right? And so that was it. And we didn't talk. The next day, I forget how we started to talk again, but I think he left me a message or whatever, and we started to talk again, and he apologized in many ways. Like he said, I understand that you have high morals, and I understand that you just don't want to be out and about with just any man for 2 days up in the mountainside. And he's like, we just met, and he's like, I apologize that I reacted that way, but male's ego type of thing, and I really wanted to spend time with you, and I just felt like you didn't understand. I wasn't trying to get you out there for intimacy. I just wanted to get you out there so you can enjoy Hawabacoa because you've never been there. And he's like, I booked such a beautiful hotel for us, and oh my gosh, I just heard something. I mean, didn't hear. I just felt something again. ¿Es un gato aquí? Gato. No gato. No gato aquí. ¿Pequeño? ¿Dónde? Sí, pero no aquí. No. Aquí yo pienso es un gato aquí. Okay. I was asking him, is there a cat here maybe? Because there's no dogs. But is there a cat here maybe? Because I'm telling you, I just felt something. I feel like, hold on, guys. I might be a little bit better, actually. What do you think? Not so close to the camera. So anyway, so B says to me, afterwards, he's like, I'm so sorry. You have high morals, and I should have understood that. And even though I had a separate, accommodations for you and Noche, like, and everything, I didn't realize that you were going to take it to that level of, like feeling like taken advantage of, or whatever he said, right? Because that's how I did feel. I was like, wait, is this guy trying to set up 2 days full of sex? Or like, what is he trying to do? Trying to get me alone and romance me and get something? That's not going to happen with Cerise, right? And I canceled. I was just like, no, I'm not going. And I talked to Mr. T about it too. I did. And I told him how I felt. And Mr. T was like, you know what, Cerise, and you got to cancel like as soon as you can because you don't want him to lose his money. And I was like, that's true. And so I told B, and I thought B would just go on his own anyway, but he didn't. He stayed in town. And guys, when you come here and you have the chinola, tell them you want chinola juice. Blend it. It is so delicious. This is blended. I think I just made up my own drink here. Shouts out to Shamar King, who did the same thing, or not Shamar, Shamel King, who did the same thing here, but he did it with Mama Juana. Anyway, I digress again. So yeah, we never ended up making love at all, and he was a total gentleman. Now I'm just giving too much information, but he was a total gentleman throughout the whole entire time we were here. Kissed me constantly, hugged me, loved me. Like, we found love in Sosua. And it is possible to find love in Sosua. He's not Dominican and he's not Puerto Rican. He's an American. He's a white American man, Caucasian, from America, from Utah. Came from a Mormon family. Yeah, so divorced, has grandchildren. I think 4 of them or 8 of them. I don't know. But, cool dude. I have absolutely nothing to say negative about him. He treated me beautifully, and it was amazing. And and then yesterday, Mr. T, our mutual friend, and a lot of you guys' mutual friend as well, from Educated Traveler Channel, I was at Germany Bar and Grill, ordering my lunch, and B had asked me the day before, he's like, do you think you can meet with Mr. T, or if Mr. T can come to your place, he has something for you, a gift. And oh my gosh, I was just such a bitch the whole entire time. I think, just even the last day B was here, I just didn't, I don't know, I don't know. In any case, Mr. T yesterday brought a gift all the way to Germany Bar and Grill for me. And it was like a huge box wrapped up in gold shiny paper and popcorn, because you guys all know I love my popcorn. Popcorn and asparagus, white asparagus, not green, so very unique. And I love vegetables. And a blender, because I've been looking for a blender, but I didn't want to go and spend like $100 or 5,000 pesos on a blender, right? Because I wanted to start blending so I could start losing some weight. And here if you're not blending or eating these vegetables and fruits, there's something wrong with you. You're just lazy. Like that was me. As I'm telling you, I go down the street and I see a whole entire like skids and skids and skids of mangoes, avocados, cucumbers, and oh my gosh, bananas, and just fruits after fruits, and apples, and everything, all the fruits you can think of on my street. Why aren't I blending them up and drinking them? So I kept going to the secondhand store, and I didn't want to fork out $100 like on a blender. Go figure. That's ignorance, because I'll go and spend $100 on other things. Why not a blender? So I was looking at the secondhand store, and he wanted to charge me 2,000 pesos for a secondhand blender. And he kept saying to me, but it has metal blades, and it also has a glass, like a glass container as opposed to plastic. And that's true. When you do buy a blender, you do want it to be metal and glass, right? But I was like, yeah, but still, it's secondhand, and I'm not going to pay 2,000 pesos. 2,000 pesos is $40. And that's like sad, because when it comes to your health, you can't pay enough money. You know what I mean? $40. I would pay $40 on drinks in a bar. Why not a secondhand blender? And also support the community. Stupidity. I wasn't putting my health first. But that's what B bought me yesterday. He's not fooling around. He's like, I want my woman fit. So he bought me a blender, and that's what Mr. T brought yesterday to Germany Bar and Grill, and I enjoyed it. I didn't use it today like I thought I would, but that's because I had to get up early and take Noche to the barber shop, and I have to go get her for 3 o'clock, and then here I am drinking blended chinola here. Chinola is passion fruit. And it's so good. So I have to get ice on the way home. A bag of ice. I'm going to start blending and blending and blending and blending. You guys are going to see me lose some weight. All right, let's get to some of these questions. We spoke about the mongers. If you are a woman that's coming here, you don't have to worry about them. They're not after you. They do exist. They do. But they're not everywhere, and they are silent and quiet about it. And I think they only come out at night, like the freaks. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out. You remember that song? Okay. So that's when they come out. The mongers only come out at night. Some of them come out during the day too, I'm sure, but they get their drink on maybe, and they're just somewhere else at some bar, and they're just hugging up some young Haitian or young Dominican, and they always get pointed out anyway, and everybody can see that they're just dirt, and no one really, whatever, they just kind of look at them. But then there's some guys that come down here, and they really are looking for intimacy, and maybe get a woman on the way in, like they don't mind picking up a woman from the streets and making a hoe into a housewife. They don't mind doing that, because you know why? They know that hoe word is only an occupation, okay? And it's an occupation that a lot of women don't even really like here. They have to do their hair, they have to do their nails, they have to do their makeup. Do you know how long it's been since I had a manicure and a manicure and a pedicure? I was supposed to get one done like 4 times, and the whole time B was here. Gracias, sí, finito. So yeah, we spoke about the mongers. We spoke about love. You can find love. I found love, guys. Now, this is the whole thing. I mean, I might be talking to you in 2 months from now, saying to you, oh, he didn't come back from Puerto Rico. Because he's an American, born in America, but he lives in Puerto Rico. He's retired. He may not come back here. He may find a love in Puerto Rico in the time that it takes him to get back here. And that's possible. And I will let you guys know if that does happen. But the plans right now are for him to come here a little bit more longer and spend some time with me and his new friends that he met, and also Mr. T, and do some nice things. And, you know, I don't want to live in Los Charamicos with him. I live in Los Charamicos for me because that's where I love. I love being in Los Charamicos with Noche and me. And it's, you know, we're alone, we're family, we have everyone around. But with a man, I would like to move to a villa somewhere in Sosua, the hills, where we have a private jacuzzi or something like that. And him and I have spoken about that. So when he comes back and he wants to rent, you know, we can move in together. And I'm willing to do that in a few months from now. Stay with him for a little while, not give my apartment up, because you guys know how hard I worked for that apartment and how long I looked for that apartment. So I'm not giving it up. But my landlord has agreed many times, not just because this guy's in my life, but just many times before. My landlord has said to me, you know, Cerise, you can rent out your apartment and get like $1,000 a month and just go live somewhere else. I don't mind. Like, and I don't want to do that because my apartment is my comfort. But when B comes back and he rents a place, Noche and I will gladly go move in with him, and I will rent out my place in Los Charamicos. And that's that. And I mean, if we work out even longer, I don't know, we might buy something and, you know, get married. So I'm happy. I'm ready to be a wife. I won't lie. I need to be a wife. I love my life. My life is very free. I'm very happy, and you know, but I deserve companionship. I deserve a man that's going to give me that love and respect and honor me and cherish me and respect my honor and respect me cherishing him. So, hey, I found love in Sosua. And it's not Dominican guy. He's not a Haitian guy. And he's not from the hood either. But he's watched my videos and he tells me, he's like, you know, I'm not from your hood, Cerise, but, you know, I'm from a hood. He's from a farm. So I got a farm boy from Utah, and I'm going to love him. So that means that, you know, I'm in a relationship right now, and I'm happy to be. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. A couple of you guys have been messaging me saying, hey, Cerise, I want to take you out for a drink. No, I'm not interested in that because I'm going to have to cut down on the drinking soon. It contributes to weight gain. And although I do like to have a nice glass of wine, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe sometimes too many when I'm out and about, I do need to start putting that on lock because B doesn't drink at all. And it's, you know, I don't want to be out getting drunk every night and he's not drinking at all, right? So, not that I do go out and drink every night. I don't want to make it sound worse than what it is. Seriously, like I'm out a couple of nights a week, and when I have a few drinks, I do like to have a couple of wines, and I do like to dance, and I do love to talk and socialize and everything. But I don't do it every night. And on average, in 1 month, maybe it would average 5 days a month, right? That I'm out and about doing that, and it's usually at karaoke or out with friends, you know, stuff like that. So I don't want to make it sound more than what it is, but even just too much at my age, I'm 49, right? I'm going to be 50. Even just too much at my age is not good, because then you start thinking about the memory. Alcohol's not good for the memory. And trust me, I don't drink every night of the week, but when I go out, I can drink. Like, it's like water. I come from a drinking family, I think. So, no, I don't think I know. We're Nova Scotians. You guys know anything about Nova Scotians? Well, that's it. And on top of that, I just found out, this is a little tidbit. Some of you guys, you know, just got to tell you quickly right now. I told you guys I was from the Underground Railroad. My black side of my family came from the Underground Railroad. We were lied to. It didn't happen that way. I will make a better video about this when I bring my mom on a live to air very soon. I'm going to be doing a live to air about my history, my background, and everything like that. But in any case, we found out we are actually from slaves that defected, like slaves that turned on America. I don't know how that's going to sound, but this is what happened. my black side of my heritage were slaves in America. Britain stepped in and said to, some slaves, hey, if you come fight with us against America, and if Britain wins, we will give you land. And my ancestry, my ancestors said, oh, that sounds good. Business is business. I'll take some land. Who? This master over here is just an ass anyway. We'll take him down. And that was it. And my family defected. My family was like, bam, gone. And then, of course, the Americans won that war. And so the Brits had to leave, and they were called the Loyalists. And the slaves that actually fought with the Brits had to leave as well. America, they had to leave too. And that those black slaves were my family, and they were called the Black British Loyalists from the Black Battalion. And if you guys look up my great grandfather, he was on the Black History stamp in Canada like 4 years ago. Selden Paris is his name. Selden Paris. So that was a very interesting thing to learn, and my mom told me that. But I mean, that's the only thing I really know about Americans anyway, and how I came from there. And now I digress a lot. I really got to read these messages before my battery goes out, because I have a lot of catching up to do right now with all these messages, guys. I'm sorry, I'm just talking, but I really just wanted to. Which one should I wear? Look at these ones. Maybe if they were like a darker pink or blue. Okay, but I do want to say, if you think you're a monger because you're coming here for sex, you probably are not a monger. You're probably just a man that enjoys intimacy. If you are a man that's coming here to do some crazy things with girls and just be a dog and a pig and just act like her body is your meat, then you should be ashamed of yourself. I say that lightly because there is a fine line between some guys, but if her body is your meat, tu carne, your meat, then you really should think twice about what you're doing, because I don't know. Again, it's none of my business, but I don't see a lot of you guys here, thank God. And then this special ops situation. How does that even come into the picture? You're a liar. You're lying about your career. Don't do it. We're not even interested in hearing it. You might think that you can get away with it, but then one day it's going to catch up to you. There was, I think, a politician that lied about that stuff. Wasn't there a politician that lied about his military career in America? I don't know any Canadians that do that. But anyway, let's go from the bottom up. Like a Canada. Started from the bottom to the top. All right. We have Abrafo, Victory. You are clear. Thank you. Bruce, all ears. Martin, laugh out loud. David Mikel. Hey, you, my beautiful friend. Hello, David. Tyrone Gilbert. What's up, brah? He says, hey, sister. Jody LeGrand. I love you, girl. How you doing, my baby? Joseph Brown. Hola, mi amor. Hola, amor. Brother from another mother. Oh my gosh, we are loaded today. You guys must have missed me a little bit here. Oh, let me catch a breath. I have everyone here. No gracias, no way. I have everyone up on her today. All right. Let me see. We have Joseph Brown. Oh, I just said Joseph Brown. Okay, so brother from another mother says mongering is the act of trading money for sex, usually outside of your native country. It's internationally known in the gringo circles. Yeah, I know that brother from another mother. And brother from another mother really is my brother from another mother. I just don't want to say his name on here because it's private, but he is a regular here in the Dominican Republic, and he is a good friend of mine, and he loves the women here. But, brah, I would never call you a monger. You are an older man. I'm pretty sure you are 6'3", 68 or 68. You just retired, so you're 67. I don't know. In any case, you are not a monger. I went to Rio San Juan with you before, and my ex-boyfriend like 2.5 years ago, and you didn't even come on to any women on the street or anything like that. But you do come here for the women. Let's keep it real. You do, and I know you do. You love your Haitian women, so let's just keep that real too. So, are you a monger? No, and you are not soliciting anything when you come here. You are accepting what the business is here. So, look up the meaning of monger, brother. I don't see you doing anything what that guy did to me the other day. Grabbed up on me, 49-year-old woman, grandmother. And he grabbed me to the point where he's trying to rub all my breasts all up on his chest and squeezing me to the point where I had to peel him. Like literally had to do one of these, ladies. You ladies know with big breasts, ladies with big breasts, you guys know this. You have to go in from here. When they grab you like that, you got to go in like this. And peel them right off and push them off. Otherwise, they're going to stay all up on your nipples. Sorry, but I'm just going to say how it is. And you guys don't know because you guys don't have breasts. But that's just how it is. When a woman has a big breast and a man wants to rub up on them like that, you got to peel them off from the breast in and out. You don't just push them away like that. You got to do it like, peel them away. Shoot, man. First time a man ever did that to me here. So, monger is not a nice word. And I do understand that it has been coined as that in the gringo circles, but it shouldn't be coined as that. It should be coined as what it is. Not everybody is a monger here just because they come for intimacy. Not every man that comes down here with a whole pocket full of cash is here for like to pay one woman today, another woman tomorrow, and another woman, and on and so on in a consecutive manner, every woman. No, some men are coming down here looking for love. And they have to start out by tasting different candies to see what candy they like best. Oh my gosh, I sound like I'm promoting something that I'm not. Or sticking up for goofs that come here that really do have bad intentions. And I'm not. All I'm trying to say is that Sosua is a very beautiful place to come. And it's not all about, hoes and mongers. It's really not. Because even the guys that are accused of being mongers are really just guys that are coming down here to enjoy themselves. And even the girls that are accused of being working girls, some of them really don't want to be. Some of them just really want to make a little bit of money so they can enjoy a lot of life. So what I'm trying to say is let's change the word mongos. Mongo. I just put mango. You know how you guys come down here, you guys call the girls mangoes and whatever. I'm getting a data warning right now. Okay, Samuel. Monger is short for whoremonger. If you look that definition up, you will understand. I'm not against them. I just wanted to bring clarity to the word. Samuel, horrormonger. Horrormonger. Let's look up that. That's so mean. Horror? Monger? Horror? So that means we're calling all these women here whores? Let's look it up. Hold on. Horrormonger. Oh, shoot. There really is a thing. It's called a person who has dealings with prostitutes, especially a sexually promiscuous man. Oh, there we go. Proves my point. So it said especially a sexually promiscuous man. Okay, so he's a monger, and that's what I was saying, I think, a little bit too. It's just the guys that are a little too promiscuous. I mean, that's probably what I should have said instead of dirt bags. But yeah, so that's what. You guys are not whoremongers. Most of you guys that are coming down here, you're not whoremongers. Don't feel bad for coming down for a little intimacy, a little love, a little hugs, a little something something on your vacation. You're not a whoremonger. You just happen to come down here and meet a lot of whores. That sounds so awful. You just hoes. Uh, prostitutas? Putas? I don't care what you want to call them. They're women and they're beautiful. And you're coming down here for your vacation and your intimacy. And you should not feel bad about it if that's what you are doing. Just don't hurt the girls. Just don't use the girls. Just don't do what some people do and talk about how much you should be paying them. That's so disturbing when I hear men talking about that. Don't pay this. What do you mean? Maybe the girl was different with him as she was with the other guy. Maybe that other guy stunk to high heaven and she didn't want to do anything with him. But the next guy smelled really good because he had on some really nice cologne and he was also very polite and he romanced her right and everything. You guys are not supposed to be picking prices for women's things. No. That's when I question mongers. But anyway, I think I'm going to get cussed on the beach a couple of times. I'm joking. I will never get cussed on the beach for this topic because, number one, you guys that come here, you're gentlemen. Number two, you guys that do come here and you're gentlemen, you might hit me up and tell me a few stories of your friends that are mongers and give me more insight. Or number three, you guys might hit me up and just be like, thank you, Cerise. You know what? I agree with you. Like, I just want to go to the Dominican Republic every few months. I work really hard. I just want to go there, release some energy, and go back home and work really hard again. I don't know. You guys can go to Thailand if you like. Jody LeGrand. Oh my gosh, am I that far in the messages? I am. Hello, goddess. Lisa, personally, I think it should be legal wherever. Oh, sorry. I love this message before I even read it, Lisa. Personally, I think it should be legal everywhere to reduce the problems around it, as long as it's for consenting adults. Make it as healthy as possible for those that choose to participate. Bam. There we go. You just said it right out the gate, just like that. Us women need to stand up more for men. Stop calling them dogs. Stop calling them mongers. And when I get a message from a man that says that same thing, I don't go down there for the women. I'm like, okay, well, what are you coming down here for, bro? What? The weather. Where do you live? Florida. Where did you live before that? California. Those are all hot weather places. I'm expecting Canada. Did you ever live in Canada? No. But I like Sosua for the beaches. Well, why don't you just stay in California or Florida or even like go somewhere? If you don't want to come to Sosua because of the women, then don't come because you're going to find women. Same thing I said to B. When we were going around the corner, I wasn't any different with him, and I was very hard on him when he was here, and he can attest to that too. He's like, I don't really like this corner. I'm like, why? This is Sosua. Like, please don't talk to me about what you don't like when it comes to these girls. As these girls, I don't even notice. Why are you noticing them? But then he explained more. And they were all on him when I wasn't around. So I got that. And he was just trying to fill me in. And he's a sweetheart. He told me I'm going for a massage, but I don't want the full body massage. And he's like, it's very difficult in this town to go to a massage and find a massage without the happy ending. And I was actually going to do a live to air on that last week, Sunday, with the happy ending thing. But YouTube actually deleted the thumbnail before I could even go on. So it wasn't a very good topic. It wasn't a very good heading. And I don't even know if this is a good heading because I did put mongers. But in any case, guys, I have LJ. Is that Lenny? Hola. And then we have Bruce. In matters of the heart, The woman is the boss. Oh, Bruce, you have the same name as my love interest. And probably the same mentality, too. He says the same thing. Derek Williams. Hola, Cerise. Hola, Derek. Ray Ray in La Casa. Nice to see you. Got yourself some sanky panky, Cerise. Well, he's not a sanky panky. For those of you who don't know what a Sankey Panky is, that is usually referred to as a native here, whether they are Dominican or Haitian, and they like older women, or they just like women, whether the woman's older or not, but they like to romance her and blindfold her, not literally, but figuratively speaking, into loving him, and then he takes advantage of her financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And before she knows it, she's in love with this dude who really is not in love with her. Um, and then he's using her up for everything that he can get until she gets her senses about her. So, yeah, you guys have a word for that when it comes to the women called chapeadora. Yeah. But you know what? We put ourselves in those positions. We really do. I had one dude that I was dating here for a minute. He had his hand stretched out all the time. Like even to like about a week and a half ago, I ordered like some food from one of the restaurants that he works at. And I said, like, send the delivery man. And the food should have came up to like 800 pesos. I sent 2,000 pesos, right? I should have gotten my change, and I didn't get my change. So, it should have been 800 pesos is 16 bucks, and 2,000 pesos is 40 bucks. So I should have gotten some change from that. And then I'm like, well, where's my money? And he's like, I don't want your money, blah, 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 blah. And he started to argue with me, and I was just like, ew. And I blocked him. The next day, I got my motor concho to go pick up my change. No time for that sanky panky crap. You know what I'm saying? So they do exist. It is a real thing. Some of them they pretend they love you, and some of them do fall in love with you because they fall in love with the lifestyle that you can provide for them, but they're not real. And I did not fall in love with a Sankey Panky this time around. He's a white American, 69 years old, has kids and grandchildren, lives in Puerto Rico, is American, officer from the military. He's not a Sankey Panky. Not that white has anything to do with it either, because I do know a lot of black officers here who are the same as B. Very upstanding gentlemen. Right? So, yeah, this guy is not a Sankey Panky. Although I've had one before, so I can't really laugh and say they don't exist, because they do. Let's see. Tom Kinsey, how much is a taxi ride from airport to Sosua? From the airport to Sosua. Guess what, guys? Remember I was telling you about that dude, Tim, that was from the military that I met at Burger King with B? He gave me the number for a taxi cab driver, and he charges a very minimal price from the airport to Puerto Plata. Please contact me. I have someone that is going to hook you up nicely. Very, very inexpensive, reasonable price, please. And that's why Tim told me. Tim was like, Cerise, my taxi cab driver is really good. And he will take you all the way from Puerto Plata to Sosua. So anyway, I got the hookup now. I got a real good hookup. Now, this particular dude does live in Puerto Plata, which is 20 minutes away from Sosua. So maybe 25 minutes away from Sosua. So I don't know how much he's going to charge from the airport to Sosua, but I'm thinking it's not going to be over 1,000 pesos. I'm so happy. I got someone economical. And he's an Uber driver. So you can just like pay by credit card for the week if you want to. Oh my gosh, I don't know how he does it, but I shouldn't really say much. But don't worry, I got the hookup. Gracias, amor. Amor, uno más, por favor. I really like this chinola. Look at how you can tell it's real juice. It's like just sticking to the sides of the glass. Gosh, it tastes so good. When I first tried chinola, I didn't like it. I thought it was sour. I was like, ooh, this is sour. Chinola is passion fruit. But then I had a Haitian friend and he took it off a tree and he bit into it like an apple. And then he spit out the skin. And inside were a whole bunch of seeds and juice. And he just squeezed it like this. He was a friend. It wasn't romantic. Squeeze it like this into my mouth. Like, and it wasn't even close. It was like from here. And he's like, here. And I took it and I was like, oh my gosh, I like it. And I'm like, this is passion fruit that everyone drinks here? How come I don't like it usually? And he's like, I don't know. But most people, when they don't like it, they do have to eat it from the fruit first. And so that's what I did. And now chinola, I love. Passion fruit. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. Now I forgot what I was talking about, but let's get to the rest of these questions. DeWitt, doesn't that mic have a clip? DeWitt, thank you. That's a really good question. It does have a clip, but watch this. Can you hear me now as much as you were hearing me before or not? I really don't want the quality and the sound being compromised. Here we go. I really don't want the quality and the sound being compromised. Okay. And DeWitt, what does it do for you, bro? Or sister? If it has a clip or not. I'm not complaining about my arm getting tired. Some people just talk for the sake of it. We got to stop doing that in society, guys. We really do. We got to start just encouraging people and ask why are we doing certain things and then get educated on it. Ricardo Perez, what happened with the Dominican guy in the scooter? Military always check their ID. Oh, always check a military person's ID. Some of them, when they say, oh, I'm special ops, they don't want to do it because they're like classified. Well, why are you telling us that you're classified if you're really classified? But in any case, what happened to what guy on the scooter? Ricardo, what guy on the scooter? Ray, this lady is boring as F. I got to reevaluate my life that I'm watching this right now. Ray, guess what? You should have reevaluated your life a long time ago. It shouldn't take me to reevaluate your life, brah. If you think I'm boring and you're still watching me, then you need to pick up a book and read it, educate yourself, and do other things. I do have little gems here now and again. You know, I can help you when you move here. But you're probably not a person that's looking for love here. Probably not a person that's a monger. And maybe you're not really a person that is ready to relocate. So go fix your life and we'll see you when you're ready to come and do better. Jackson. Look who just walked in the room. Jackson, you guys know Jackson Jeter? Hold on, I got to make sure that I'm getting these messages right. TF, the ladies do that to the men more. Samuel, I'm sorry, dirtbag. Laughing my ass off. Shay Star, hola amor, hola Shay Star. La gringa speak, oh la gringa is in la casa. Hola mi amor. One Titan's having fun. Busarding TB. Busarding. You know what? Every time I read something now, I always think I'm reading Spanish. I don't know why I do that. But Busarding. Lisa, Cerise, I referred someone to you today about finding rentals in DR. Thank you. I haven't checked my messages for like a few days now. I am so busy, but I will get to them. Thank you. Easton, hello, Miss Cerise. Easton Williams in La Casa. I'm planning my retirement birthday getaway to the DR next year. You got any tips? I have all kinds of tips for you. Give me a shout. Stray Python. I love you. A shame you don't even recognize a guy who is trying to get to know you. If dude is 70 years old, he ain't got time to play schoolgirl games. Isn't that something? I agree with you. Now I'm like, I should have went with him. But at the same time, it just is what it is. El Jefe. This is so wrong, Cerise. Laugh out loud. I think you feel a little guilty, hence why you're making this video. Maybe you should call the guy. Life is short, so just live. I love him. I did reconnect with him. We're going to get married. I did. At that age, 70, what would you be afraid of? I would have hoped people at that age don't play games. It wasn't the games I was afraid of. Everyone wants free sex. HS is gone. HS, you saw him. You messaged me, HS. You video called me when I was with him, and I answered it with both of us. If that's the right HS, I don't know. D. Will, congratulations, D. Will. He is Mormon. Yes, he was, not now. I know of someone from Nova Scotia. She is a handful. I am a handful. If you know someone from Nova Scotia, she's got to be a handful. I'm a handful. Come on. I'm here all alone, and I came all alone, not for anyone, so I got to be something. Stray Python. Nothing to be ashamed of. Michael Wilson. I love Sosua, ladies. Michael Wilson just came home. Can't wait till September to return. Here we go, Michael Wilson again. I go for the women. You're right, sis. There we go. And you're not saying anything more than what anyone else says. You know what I mean? Some guys are embarrassed of it. Ron, you're not promoting anything, sis. You're just telling it the way it is. True Canadian, sis. Shout out from Toronto. But shout out from Toronto. I love you, baby. Thank you for the support. Thomas, shout out to Guillermo. That means Guillermo, I think, means Jerome in Italiano. Ron, always treat a lady like a lady, no matter what she does in life. Graham Hughes. Graham Hughes said, gigolo, just a gigolo, everywhere I go. Well, you came here and got yourself a Dominican woman. Life goes on without you. No, joking. Graham Hughes. I love you. I love Graham. I love his wife. One of the first people that I met here when they first came, it was amazing. When I first came, it was amazing. I love you. But who's a gigolo, G? Graham. We have Vero 514 UT. You got a lot of numbers after you, and I already got stuck on Vero because I wanted to pronounce it as Vero. 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 I wanted to pronounce it as in Spanish, but then you got these numbers 514U 2NV. For you, to novio. Hi, watch you all the time. Love these videos. Thank you. I love your name. You need to tell me where all those numbers and letters come from. Hi, Cerise. Graham said, is he a regular to Sosua, Cerise? Mix with sugar. I know I love chinola juice, but I can't mix it with sugar. I don't like any juice with sugar because it's already so sweet, although the chinola is very bitter. Now, there's no sugar. Ew. Come here for a second. Oh, I just spoke English to my Spanish motoconcho. Hold on one second. I don't know why my drink looks like that. Ven aquí, por favor. Ven. Mira. Oh, I know why it looks like that. It's normal?
Sí.
Ah.
Chinola.
Hold on one second.
The chinola.
Es bueno. ¿Tú no gusta? ¿Por qué? No azúcar. Sí, pero tiene... Hold on. Sorry. Hold on 1 second, guys. Teeny. He doesn't like my juice. What? Because it doesn't have sugar. Oh, well. TY35YUS. Wow. You guys all got these letters and numbers coming in? And you say, sounds better in your hand. I know it sounds better in my hand. I need one of those portable microphones that I can just carry around with me and just put it right here and just be like, oh, so here I am. I'm in your face. All right. Tony Polo, what up, C? Team Dirtbag. Tony. We got Tony Polo. Tony. You spell your name like, you remember Tone back in the day? And you call me C. Do I know you? Because everyone from Toronto calls me C. All the people that know me most, they call me C. People from the hood call me CEE. And you're calling me C. Either you're from the hood or you know me. But hashtag Team Dirtbag. That's what we're going to deal with right now. And we have Ratatam Grayson. Hey. And then we have Ratatam. You're saying CC. You're the best. Enjoy life. My cousin Sheena calls me CC. You guys are all getting real with me now. You guys are getting to know me a lot more than what I even knew. And not only that, guess what? July 16th, I will be here for 3 years straight, never left the island, and I'm going to do a special video. I'm thinking about having my mom do it with me. All right, we have O'Keith Wallace was there last week in Cabarete looking for land, opened a bank at Santo Cruz. Oh my gosh, Santa Cruz, Banco Santa Cruz in Cabarete. Make sure you guys come and you ask for Francisco. He is my connect here. He's amazing. He will set you up. Although if you do have like a lot of questions about where you're going to put your money, Americans have a tougher time than Canadians hiding money. I don't suggest that you hide your money, because you don't need to hide your money when you're here. You just let everyone know. Sorry, I just heard some music in the background. It took my mind off to the song. But Americans have a tougher time opening up bank accounts here. Let me just say that. You guys can't, like, your government wants to be all up in your business. Like, doesn't even make sense. It does make sense, but it does make sense because your government's helping other people with your money. But at the same time, when you come here and open a bank account and you want to put your money here and you want to live here and relax, like, whose business is it? Why do you have to pay money on money that you're making here to your American government? I don't know. It's a little different around the world. Maybe I don't know. I shouldn't talk about all that. Then we have Graham Hughes. I was given other name for Sankey Panky. What was that other name, Grammy? You gotta let us know, Mr. Hughes. Stray Python. Glad to hear you reconnected. Can you explain your thinking off the situation being free sex? Did he not spend time, money, effort, and intimacy, and etc., and it would have still been free sex? Would it have still been free sex? Stray Python. Well, I don't exchange sex for drinks. If he wants to spend that on me, that's his option. I didn't ask for it, and I'm not going to give up my goods just because a man is being kind to me. You know, I have a lot of people that are kind to me all my life. I'm 49 years old. I had a child at 17 and another child at 23, and I was a grandmother at a very young age too. I mean, I was running things, and I know men very well. So it's not about that. Like, I can go get a free meal. I can go get whatever I want for free. I take care of myself, and I'm self-maintained, and I don't need to go away for 2 days with somebody that I just met. And yes, I'm hitting it off with them, but somebody who I'm not sure is doing this with everyone else. And I don't know, I didn't know who he was before that. Like, like I don't know. I just, I got to look out for me. And I'm not about to give my goods up and stuff just for some dinner and some drinks and a good time. I don't need to do that. And I'm not going to do that. And it's got to be love. It's got to be commitment. It's got to be something that is meaningful and serious. And no, I'm not just going to go out and be with a man just because he treated me good. I've been treated very well in my life by many men. I was a serial dater in Toronto. Like, if you guys look up my Facebook, like from many years ago, my Facebook is open. You guys look up, I had dating updates. I was a serial dater. I wrote a book about it. I have a book right now that I'm re-editing right now, and I'm going to be selling on Amazon. I'm going to be selling a few things on Amazon, actually, guys. I'm going to introduce you to one thing right now that I'm sponsoring myself in today. If the data keeps up right now nicely and the battery keeps up on my cell phone right now, I'll show you. I don't need a man to do anything for me at all. At all. Like, buying me dinner and stuff like that just should go part and parcel with, holding my hand as we walk out in public. And no, I did just meet him. And I do know that if I did go to a hotel room with him, he might be expecting a little bit more intimacy. He's a man and I'm a woman. I'm not a kid, So I do know that if I go somewhere with a man for 2 days in Hawabacoa in a romantic hotel, and he laid everything out for me so beautifully to make sure my dog was going to be comfortable, everything was going to be comfortable, and everything was perfect, that's laying a line up for intimacy. What is he just going to take me to the candy store and I'm not going to get candy? Like, come on, let's think about it. No, I did back out and I did it for a good reason. And he respected me for it a lot afterwards too. Was he upset? Maybe a little bit. He still had to pay. And I told him I would pay him back for that hotel room. Was he a little disappointed? Of course, because he knows I really like him and he knows I'm very attracted to him and he knows I really wanted to be with him. But I cannot be bought. I cannot be put in a package and taken away for 2 days, even though he told me it's not a seduction trap. He's like, it's not a seduction trap. Like, I really just want you to go have a good time. I wasn't feeling it enough. That's all. Like, I was feeling him enough. I will marry the man when he comes back. But no, I was not feeling that I needed to go away, leave Sosua, because that's what he wanted me to do. Like, he's like, he wanted me to go and explore the rest of the island with him and stuff like that. And I think that's beautiful. But I didn't have a desire to do that. It's not like I was like, oh my gosh, I want to leave Sosua and I just want to go look at Hawabacoa. And then he's like, hey, I got it, baby. Let's go. That would be different. But he planned everything for me. It was a beautiful thing, a beautiful surprise, very thoughtful and everything like that. But us ladies, we know other things go into play when it comes to that. And I didn't want to be put in that position at all. And I'm fair. I'm allowed to say that. And that was fair for me to be able to be that vocal. I probably would have vomited on my way there thinking, oh my gosh, this is all about intimacy. This is not like, this is getting. Now, let's back up a bit too. When he gets back here, it's going to be on. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, all the things we could have done and we didn't do. And now I miss you. Come here, lover boy. Where's Hawabacoa? I'll go blindfolded. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a different story when he gets back here because we developed a foundation. We developed a connection. We developed something pure, something real, something that is not cemented in like penetration. It was cemented in intimacy. And that's just me. I don't know. Call me old fashioned. I don't care. But I wasn't ready. And I wasn't ready to go spend 2 days with him alone. I didn't know him enough. And I just wanted to get him to know him a little bit more. Sitting around Sosua, going to a few bars, singing karaoke with the best of my friends, and, everyone getting to know each other. That's all. I wasn't ready to be whisked off on a honeymoon somewhere. That's all. Now I am. Truth be told, well, I wish he was here right now because I'd be doing the video from Hawabacoa at this moment. Hi. Hi. And then we have, oh, are you guys going to get on me? Mormons do drink, just not in front of other Mormons. This Mormon didn't drink. He took a sip of my drink, and I was like, why are you taking a sip of my drink? And he's like, just to taste it. Graham Hughes comes back again with Gigolo, Stray Python. No, 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 not saying it is an exchange, but saying what qualifies it as sex for exchange. Who put sex on the table? Was sex implied or assumed? Oh, shoot, Stray Python, you're a genius. Gotcha, wasn't ready. Oh, but wait, let me reread that question because I totally misunderstood the other one at the top. Here we go. Glad to hear you reconnected. Can you explain your thinking of the situation being free sex? Did he not spend time, money, effort, and intimacy, and etc., and it would have still been oh, yeah, I think I answered you. Cool. But then you're like, no, 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 not saying it is an exchange, but just saying what qualifies it as sex. What qualifies it as sex for exchange? Who put sex on the table? Was sex implied or assumed? And now you're saying here, no, you read it correct. Thanks. But still, no, he didn't imply sex. I assumed he was. It was me. And I don't have issues around that topic. Like, I really don't. It's just that I just. I flaked out. I just felt. First of all, the reason why he was here in the first place was because, let me tell you guys why he was here in the first place. That might make a little bit more sense too. He was here because his grandson from America just got married, and that grandson and his new wife was staying in Puerto Rico as their honeymoon in B's house. And so B was like, well, where do I go? Like, because the honeymooners are staying in his place. So he came here to see Mr. T, educated traveler, and he came here for 10 days, and that's when he met me, like right the night after he arrived Monday, and then Tuesday he was like at Cheers, and I was just like, yo, this is this dude that I liked last year. What? And I wanted him, slapped him on his butt and everything. When I want someone, I want them. I let them know. Never guess to yourself or think to yourself, if I want you, I will always show you. But now I'm taken. So that will never happen with any other man, but I'll keep you updated. But he, he was cute. He was sweet. It was so beautiful. You know what he said? Okay, let me give you guys a little insight on the first night. So I got off my live to air like 2 weeks ago, Tuesday. Got off my live to air and everything. I was chilling. He was there after everything. And then after everyone left, him and I started to dance. He looked at me and he's like, would you like to dance? Because there was no karaoke. Something happened with karaoke. It got canceled. So Domingo, the manager of Cheers, called in a band. Sorry, not a band. Called in a DJ just to play music, right? So the DJ's playing music and everything. And B looks at me and he's like, would you like to dance? And I said, well, okay, I love to dance, but I don't slow dance. I'm one of those women who get me up in the club. And I gotta move for every beat. But slow dancing is not my thing, But it was nice to have him ask me that. And yeah, he is 69, and he was a gentleman all the way, and touched me, hugged me, loved me. I slapped his ass. I was like, look at this right here. This man can dance. This man can touch. This man can love. I slapped him as he was walking by, gave him a little tap on his ass, and I'm like, "You're sexy." And he's like, "Oh my gosh." And no, I didn't learn that from the women here. That was already my flex before I came. But I don't really slap asses. Um, but I did. And I liked it. And he liked it. And then, I don't know, we just kind of fell for each other. We danced, and it was beautiful. And we kissed that night, and we hugged that night. And, he drove me home. I brought him back to my house, my apartment. And remember when I said I don't allow anyone in my apartment? Well, I did allow him in. And I was like, "Come on upstairs," as I already had a buzz on. And I was like, "Come on up." I knew I could trust him. Noche was just like, "We're going to have company. We're going to have company." And, so we went upstairs to my apartment, showed him around my apartment and everything, did a little dancing. And then that was it. He left. And it was really nice, very polite. And he was never upstairs again. Just the first night we met, and he came upstairs and he never came back up again. And he never asked to come back up again, except for one day. He asked to come to my place, but not upstairs. He just said, "Listen, I have something for you. Is it okay if I drop it off to you before we meet up today?" Because we were supposed to meet up like at around 3 o'clock, and this is like around 11 o'clock or whatever. And he's like, "I have something for you. Can I just drop it by your apartment?" And I'm like, "No, I'm busy. I'm working right now, but we can meet earlier." And he's like, "Okay." Oh, no. This was like, 11 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And we were supposed to be meeting at 3. But I said to him, "No, you don't come earlier because I'm working and I'm busy and I'm going in the shower and everything like that. But you can come like around 2 o'clock and I can come meet with you earlier." And he's like, "Okay." And he was so patient about it, so loving about it. And I was so raw and so wrong and so strong, just so much out of my element, because it's just, I'm not used to a man romancing me here, like in Canada. Oh, I was the queen. Like I became the romancer. I was so good at being romanced. I got sick of it, and I'm like, "No more." Let me be the romancer. So now I'm here and meeting, I met a few guys that I dated, and I was the romancer. I was the caretaker, the one doing everything. And then I got tired of it, and I was like, no. And I was not looking for mongers, and gracias somewhere. And I was not looking for anything else. I wasn't looking for anything except business. And this guy came. So anyway, that's it. What's the next question? You can find love in Sosua. It might not be with a native. It could be with a foreigner. But no matter what, you're going to find it. I'm not saying how long it's going to last for, because we've only been together for 2 weeks. If I can say that we were together from the night that we actually chilled. He left that night, by the way. That night when I brought him home to my apartment and danced and everything, and he left that night. I said to him that night, actually, if he needed to sleep at my place, he could. That's how much I trusted him. And you guys know I would never, ever do that with anyone in this whole world. But I did it with him, and he's like, no, it's okay. We went outside, and, his car was not towed. Nothing was wrong. Everything was good. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be chill for a little while with this one. Oh, wait, we got some questions. I think they are definitely... Wait. Oh, shoot, a few questions. Stray Python. No, you read it correctly. Okay, we have Tim Diefenbach. I'd hate being taken to a candy store and then not getting any candy. Right, Tim? And I understand that. But I was like, welcome to the candy shop. But it is all of a sudden stopped. Or, I got the magic stick, but it got no rabbits yet. I know. Okay, then we got Bussarding. Bussarding. Boo. I'm going to try right now. Hold on. Busa reading. Busa reading. Busa riding. Busa reading. If that's Spanish, it would be busa riding. I read better Spanish than I do English. What's going on with me? I love it. Okay, he says, I think they are in a country with few options and are trying to live on the oldest profession in the world. I don't know that one too much. Lon Johns. Lon Johns. Aw. Lon Johns has a really good question. He says, Lon Johns has a really good name, first of all. Do you know Lon Johns? Lon Johns? My mom used to put Lon Johns on me when I was a little girl, and I used to always have to pull them back up in the crotch area. Like, they were always so uncomfortable. What did you like about Long Johns? To make your name Long Johns. Are you a construction worker or a lumber logger? And you said, actually asked a very important question, and it's really good. I'm a bit lost, Lon John says. You're not feeling it, but you will marry him in a minute. I wasn't feeling the meeting him on Tuesday and going with him on the following Monday for 2 days. I wasn't feeling the 2 days out of Sosua with him. Maybe you missed that part, or maybe you got that part and you just think I should have flowed with that or rolled with that. That's what I was a little uncomfortable with. I was like, no, wait, hold up. Back off a little bit. I like you. Actually, I think I could love you, but I can't go away with you for 2 days. I don't know you enough yet. I haven't even slept with you for 24 hours yet. And now I'm supposed to go sleep with you for 48 hours? Like, even though I have my own bed and my dog was coming, I think probably in the first 24 hours he would understand that I was not open to intimate, like that full intimacy. But the next day, 48 hours with someone you don't know, and you like them and they like you, like it's almost like an unspoken rule that a woman of my age would have to do it. I'm not a virgin, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I wasn't feeling him. I was feeling him 100%, and I still am. But I just wasn't feeling going and being with him for 48 hours, 2 days after 4 days of knowing him. Right? Like, I just was a little nervous about that. And I think that makes sense. I'm not that woman that just goes around throwing my vagina everywhere. You know, if you guys know me and you guys are here in Sosua, you guys know that most people consider me Mother Teresa, or like a sister, or like, you know, an auntie or something like that. I'm not active here on that scene. So yeah, and that's just me in my life in general. Even when I was in Canada, it's just me in my life in general. I just find that type of intimacy is very sacred for me, and I only indulge in that when I think there could be something that will unfold into something more meaningful and something that will last for a very long time. You know, I'm not a kid any longer. I'm a woman, and I'm not just trying to get security from a man, and I'm also not trying to get like sex from a man. I want comfort. I want to be hugged. I want to be held. When I go to sleep at night and he's spooning me, I want to turn around when he's not spooning me any longer, because maybe he just wants to turn his back to me for a second, because I'm one of those people. I like to sleep with my back to people. I don't know why, but it's just I'm one of those people. I want to be spooned. I'm going to spoon him when his back is to me. Like that to me is romance. Holding each other in our sleep, holding each other in our life, supporting each other as we make our certain decisions, as we roll through life. I think that is the most important thing. And I just felt a little trapped when he planned that, and he didn't mean to plan that. Yes, he was spending money, but I would have spent the money too. Like, you know, I would have bought my own drinks. He didn't have to buy anything for me at all. And on the trip, I would, if it was something that we co-planned, I would have paid for my own way. So it's not about what he did for me or anything of that nature. It's just my comfort level and how I felt at that moment. And he understood that and he rolled with it. The first day he was like, no, I don't like it. Because we were rolling with love. We were rolling with the kisses. We were rolling with the touching. We were on fire. Probably the best looking couple in Sosua at that moment, in regards to loving and hugging and kissing. And so I think he was probably like, yeah, like she's ready for this. I'm ready for this. Let's go 2 days and for a romantic getaway. But I wasn't ready for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I shouldn't feel bad about that at all. At all, And he understood it. The first moment, he did not. It took him a day to kind of re-register his shit. Excuse my language. But that's exactly what it was. Because when he started to come back at me with his message, it was pure crap. What he said to me. It was not cool. What he said to me. And I just took it. I was like, okay, well, I understand. And then he resituated his thinking. Because I had a few things to talk to him about. And he resituated his thinking. And then he's like, you know what? Yeah, like, why am I rushing things with her? Why am I trying to do this with her? She doesn't need a man. She doesn't even want a man in that way. Like, she just wants to be loved and hugged and kissed and cuddled. And I can do that anywhere, whether it's in Hawabacoa or here. And he got that through his head afterwards, and he realized that I'm not looking for all that fancy stuff, all those frills. I'm really just looking for a little bit of love. No, actually, I'm not even looking for a little bit of love because I have a lot of love here. But if a man is going to give something to me, give me love. Like, I don't need all these, trips everywhere. I'm Canadian. I'm telling you right now, I'm probably going to have diarrhea later. There's something wrong with this drink. I called my motor concho over a second ago and I'm like, why is it this bubbling up? It's not anything to do with the restaurant, not at all. It's just I asked them to do something for me, like blend up some juice that should not have been blended up. Let me see. Someone left me a message. I want to make sure. So guys, this video has been sponsored. I'm going to get back to the topic in a second, but I do need to cut off for a second just so I can show you guys what I'm dealing with here in regards to Amazon. I'm going to be selling some products on Amazon. I used to sell products on Amazon a long time ago. I didn't even realize I had a Seller Central account. I used to sell my books on Amazon a long time ago. And then I tried to get on it again a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, your account is terminated. And I'm like, why is my account terminated? I didn't do anything wrong. And then I contacted Jeff Bezos on his email, the owner of Amazon. And I'm like, listen, I just, thought I was contacting him. And I'm like, listen, I want to sell something on Amazon, and I didn't do anything wrong to go against your rules or regulations, and I'm trying to get back on my account to restart it, and it won't allow me to. Someone left me a message back and said, okay, well, guess what? We're going to allow you to start selling on Amazon. Last time I wasn't selling anything on Amazon except my own books that I created in meditation books. And it was a different animal way back then. It wasn't called Seller Central. It wasn't called FBA. Those are the words they have for it now. It wasn't called that. It was just called Sell on Amazon. So now, this is something I'm going to be selling on Amazon for curls and for dreads and for braids. Yes, guys, I'm bringing it to you. A lot of you guys ask me, Cerise, about your curls. Cerise, how your curls are so perfect? How are they always so, there? And yes, I am mixed with black, but there are a lot of people out there who they're not even mixed with black. They're like Italian. They're like, Greek or whatever. And they have the most amazing curls. And it's like, whoa, holy smoly macaroni. but they always try to straighten their hair. The reason why is because they don't know how to handle their curls. It's a whole process, it's a whole system. And I've been doing it all my life. If you guys look at all my photos for all my life, you'll see that I have been, I know how to do the curl thing. Just put it that way. So now I found this product here. And I'm going to be selling this on Amazon. I'm going to show you guys. Hold on one second. Hold on. My motor concho. Hold on. So it's a special towel. Look at it. And it's for curls. And I'm getting it manufactured right now in China. And I'm going to be selling these to you guys on Amazon. And you guys can order them on Amazon, because if I sell them from here, it's just not going to work. I have to pay for, you guys will have to pay big bucks for shipping and handling. And it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. So I decided that I'm going to package these up. Oh, ¿dónde mi funda? Oh, it's aquí. ¿Es posible to aquí para mí? I'm going to put it back in this bag. But when you guys order this from me, if you guys have like curls or dreads or, braids, you guys order this from me, and it is a fast drying system, and you are going to end up with curls like mine. Trust me. Maybe not like mine, but like still defined, depending on how thick your curls are or how thin your curls are. So I don't want to make any promises. But if you have curly hair and you're trying to get it more curlier and it goes into a fuzz ball when you dry it, this is exactly what you need. I'm going to be selling those on Amazon. I got back up with Amazon right now. I just have to get it delivered from the manufacturer, and I'm going to have that available for you guys. I don't know what else I want to say to you guys. I just want to not talk about any more romance and love necessarily, unless I see some questions here. Let me see. Have you always lived in Sosua? All men. Okay, wait. I'm a bit lost. You're feeling okay. Long johns. Guys, this is what it looks like. Long johns. Thank you for that. I answered that question quite long. Long John got a long message. Okay, then we have another question right here. And it says, all men end up paying for it one way or another. Well, so do women. One way or another. Vivo, or Vero, sorry, Vero. Have you always lived in Sosua, or have you lived in another part of the Dominican Republic as well? Great question. I've always lived in the North Coast, right here in Sosua. Now, my motor control just made me aware that even Cabarete is known as the municipal of Sosua. So if you want to talk about Sosua as a municipal, yes, I've only lived in Sosua, the North Coast. But some people don't consider Sosua as part of Cabarete, where I am right now. And I have lived here before too, if you just want to consider it Cabarete. So I've lived in Cabarete, I've lived in Bayabisa, which is considered the countryside, and 3 p.m. Okay. Oh, my motor concho's like, you gotta go. You gotta pick up your dog at 3 p.m. No, Jake is getting a beautiful haircut today, guys. Oh, usually because she's like half schnauzer or whatever she is, she always has fur coming down her face. Well, lately, I've been cooking a lot of grilled grilled fish, and eating a lot of fish, just eating a lot of fish and everything. And so Noche has been smelling right here because I feed her. Like, I take a little bit, I give her a little bit, like we share back and forth. So her fur right here has been smelling like, just after she eats, I can smell the fish. Then she cleans it and I clean it and we're good. But I'm like, you know what? Imagine if that's all shaved off. Because I go and I get her shaved every 3 weeks or something, every month, right? And I'm like, what if that's just all shaved off? And she doesn't have to clean that any longer. Kind of like a Oh gosh, I was just about to say something really gross and I won't. But in any case, imagine that's all shaved off. So that's what I did today. I took her to the groomers. I'm getting all her mustache shaved off, all right here, leaving her little ponytail at the top. And I'm going to give her little pom-poms. Wait till I pick that girl up. Every time I pick her up from there, she's like, oh, I'm on fire. And she only goes home to chill on the beach. Anyway, guys, I had so much fun with you guys today. I love all your questions. I love you guys. And I've always lived in Sosua since I got here. Vero, I really do love Sosua. And that's the reason I made this video today, because I really wanted people to know that Sosua is not about whoremongers. Mongers is what they call them here for short. But it's not about whoremongers, and it's not about just working girls. You can fall in love in Sosua, and at the last minute, when you don't even expect it. You never know how long it's going to last. Paul says, hi, I'm looking for a rental in and around Sua. Any tips on agents? I'm not an agent, but I can help you with a rental. Give me a shout, 829-702-7726. Stray Python says, well wishes on your relationship. Thank you. Boosa Riding. What's the continued emphasis on white? Do I always emphasize on white? It's very interesting. Maybe because I'm a black woman with white skin, and I identify more with being a black woman of fair skin, and I just was not really raised in a white, a Caucasian upbringing or anything. I was born in the hood, raised in the hood. A lot of Caribbean people, a lot of Nova Scotians, and the white people that I was raised around actually took on a lot of the Afro identity. So I don't know a lot of white people that are of a white culture or anything like that. Most white people that I know from where I'm at, they are hood, because I'm hood, and I it's just different. I know a lot of black people that are not in the hood, and they're quite intelligent. A lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Africans, and they don't live in the hood. And I've met them during my travels of going to university, going to, working for different companies, like not working, but working with different companies in my business and stuff of that nature, and met a lot of intellectuals. The way I look at it is you have intellectuals. It doesn't matter what color they are. They're just intellectuals. You have your scholars. They have their own struggle, depending on their color, depending on their culture, I'm sure. But with me, why do I keep talking about white? Probably because maybe a part of me is ignorant. Maybe a part of me is just, I don't know. I apologize if I offended you. I'm just a straight cat. And I don't know. It was an uncomfortable, I hope I answered it right. It was an uncomfortable answer, wasn't it? I don't know if even color is important. Really, to be honest with you. I'm mixed race. And I just wanted to tell you guys that my boyfriend is white just because he is, just in case. Right? I don't even know why. It's not even important, actually. So let's just go on from that. And he's not even, and who knows how long it's going to last for. Maybe I'm the one that's just talking about all this love bug stuff. And then all of a sudden he comes here and he meets a nice little young Dominican that he would like. That's that. And it doesn't make him a monger. And it doesn't make him a mean man. It just makes him exploring his options. Was that question a little uncomfortable for me? Yes. That's okay. I like uncomfortable questions. The Long John comment, hilarious. You'll never need them in DR. That's behind you. That was a Canada thing. Vero, yes. Oh my gosh, were you in that era? When my mom used to dress me up in long johns, I used to like pull them up at the crotch. I'm like, oh my gosh. And especially if you wear a dress and you're wearing leotards. Oh my gosh, like a skirt. I was a skirt girl. I always loved dresses. Long johns. The O is long. The O is long johns. I'm an engineer. The O is long johns. Long Jones. Oh, am I calling you Long Johns? Long Jones. Okay. Sorry if I'm calling you wrong. I just got to get to all the rest of these before I go because I got to go pick up Noche. I'm an engineer. Long John. Oh, Long Jones. It is Long Jones. I'm sorry. Mwah. I love you. Sorry, Long Jones. Oh, Long Jones. I'm an engineer, he says. Stray Python says, laugh out loud. You keep referring to yourself like an old woman. You are only 49, still energetic, vibrant, and full of life. Have a good time, though you deserve. Oh, thank you. Diarrhea. Nice segue. Isn't that something? Expect that when you come here. A little bit of it. If you drink the water every now and again. Thomas H. Can we ask about real estate? You can ask about anything you like. I love it. LJ. Do you think he takes other chica away? Do you mean like LJ, Lenny, is this Lenny, LJ? Does he take other women to his hotel? No. I don't think he does. One day, because I wasn't about to go to his hotel room or anything like that, because I do have a channel here and it is a small town and I am a very distinctive looking woman, I think. And me going into a hotel room with a man for the night and then leaving might look like I'm trying to dip into something that I don't need to, if you know what I mean. So no, I didn't go to his hotel room with him. I don't know if he took women there, but I trust that he didn't. He seemed like a pretty honest to goodness man. Someone that was honest with me. Can't say that he's always going to be because I just met him 2 weeks ago. But all I can say is right now, it's still really fresh. And I did see him a year ago before. And the people who I met him around seemed to be really cool. Mr. T, you guys know Mr. T. So can't go wrong with that type of friendship and connection. Your friends are usually who you are. So I don't think he takes other women to his room. And Busarading. I don't know, understand. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time with your name, but it reminds me of, I'm just going to tell you, here there's a word called busora. It means garbage. And that's why I'm like, are you busoring something? Are you garbaging something? Paul Rivera. Wait, I missed that number. My number? 829-702-7726. Paul, haha. Never mind. I got it. Oh, here we go. Rohawk, Cerise. Hope to see you soon. Oh, I hope to see you soon. Graham, Cerise, you're not following what I said. You're talking about Sankey Panky. I also said gigolo, another name for Sankey Panky, nothing more. Oh, Graham, thank you so much, sweetheart, for correcting that. Graham, you guys, I got to tell you guys, Graham Hughes, follow him. Get on his channel. I don't know if he has any videos. I don't know what he talks about on his channel, but I do know that he's authentic. Kind of like what B talks about when it comes to military men, right? Oh, he's authentic. He's authentic. Well, Graham is authentic. Like an amazing person, a lot of love, beautiful wife, understands the language, been in the barrios here. Got it. Add him up, please. On and subscribe. Anyway, thank you, GH. Love you. Hugs to your wife. Cosas y más. Cosas y más. Things and more. That's what his stands for. Things and more. Cosas is like things. Things you got to get stuff. Stuff and more. And E means and, right? Like the Y means and. And then más, M-A-S, means more. So he's got things and more. Let's see what things and more is talking about. What type of product do you use in your hair? Naturale. Look how long my hair is getting, guys. Like, honestly, I do this every time, and sometimes I piss myself off because I'm like, Cerise, why are you stretching your hair down every single video? But look, I'm really proud of when I first got here. My hair was drying out. I couldn't do anything with it. It just was always fuzzy. I was just like so upset, and I was just like, no, like I'm not going back to Canada just to make sure my hair is the way it was there. There's something that I can do here. It took me a few months. It really did. And then now I'm like, okay, you have to go between products. You have to go between like treatment. These treatments I got down: cacao and extracts. My motor concho is walking around. He's all upset. As I have to go pick up Nochi at 3 o'clock and it's 3:15. He's all upset because I got to get some work done. He's like, Donde tu perro? Like, where's your dog? You guys remember back in the day in Canada when it was getting late at night? There would be a commercial that would come on and it would say, do you know where your children are? That's what he's doing to me right now. Donde tu perro? She's getting her hair cut. I'm 15 minutes late. I'll be okay. Better be okay. But he's worried about her because she cried for me today when we dropped her off, and she never does that. And Cosas y Más says, look very pretty. Oh, gracias, Cosas y Más. I try. Actually, I should try harder. But I really don't have all that time to go do all that. I still need to get a pedicure and a manicure. Thank you, though. I love the compliments. Thomas H says, land lot with mountain views for 10K. I got you, but you're going to have to look somewhere a little bit past Sosua, coming towards Cabarete and a little bit out. I got you. 10K for land? Absolutely. To build, it's going to be a little bit more than the 10K, but we got you for the 10K for land. Even cheaper. Cosas y Más, your hair looks very pretty too. Thank you. Graham Hughes, I want to get back to Dominican Republic, but flying into Punta Cana is a complete hassle. Well, Graham, get over here, bro. Who cares about the hassle? You own this place. Thomas H, doesn't have to be close to the beach. Possible. Yep, I got something for you, Thomas. Graham says, no, I don't have a channel. I only watch YouTube videos. Laugh out loud. Well, you do watch us, and you've been watching me for a while, and you came all the way to Sosua. Guys, Graham Hughes, like how I know Graham Hughes is he came with his wife, who's Dominican, to a restaurant that I had just opened up and to support me. They came to visit, and they were the first people that I've ever met, like a real cool couple and stuff like that. And, I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it, but they really made me believe in love. They really made me believe in life. They really made me believe in the choice that I was making to come here. So even though you don't have a channel, Graham Hughes, you still have a subscription to YouTube, and people can subscribe to you, and then maybe you will start making videos or even just whatever, because you went from speaking nothing to speaking Spanish. Speaking English. I shouldn't say nothing, but you went from speaking no Spanish to speaking Spanish and teaching me a lot on here. And you've been one of the main supporters for me here. So yeah, I think you are channel worthy. No? I think you are. And I think you can open up your own channel, and you don't even need to live here in the Dominican Republic. But you, Graham Hughes, you have a lot of advice for everywhere here. Your wife is a true Dominican woman, and you did meet her here, and you did take her to the United States, and it has worked. You have advice for a lot of men here. Guys, hook up with Graham. Right here. Graham Hughes. Right here. Graham. Hughes. Hughes. Thomas H says, anything in Sosua that would be considered a post office, or what is equivalent in DR? Absolutely. That's a fabulous question. EPS is what I use. There are a lot of other delivery package services, but you can go to EPS, contact me, and I will send you their WhatsApp number. Even if you are in America right now, you can still get the WhatsApp number and I will help you. And you can set up your own account quite easily. My battery's about to give out, and I do want to say goodbye to everyone before I go. So let me see if I can just read off these messages. DC says, yes, you can get land for 10K. Absolutely. Someone else, let me just turn this up a little bit. Guys, it might cut out. I'm sorry if it does. Answer to number one, you have been living there for a couple of years. Why don't you have a tan? Really? Is that going to be the last question I'm going to answer before the... Have you ever heard that word, mofo? Perfect for you right now. Thomas H. How would I go about finding it then, or if I can use your services to find? Thomas, contact me at 829-702-7726 on WhatsApp. Don't call me or video call me. Just leave me a voice note or text message. I know I'm late on getting on my text messages. I have over 200 right now that I do have to get to, and I will get to you guys. It's just that I've been catching up on so much since I've been dating for the last 2 weeks, but I've been catching up, trying to catch up. But I got you. He left yesterday, and here I am today. No, did he leave yesterday? He left Sunday, and here I am today with you guys. So you know I'm going to get back to you all. I love you. Graham has something to say. Just dropped the missus off at work. Laugh out loud. See? And they've been married for how long, Graham? If this cuts out, this message right now, because I just turned up the light so I can see myself, which means the battery is going to get eaten a lot quicker. How long have you been married for? You came here, you married your wife. 17 years, 20 years, 25 years? We're not fooling around when we're talking about Graham and his wife, and he just dropped her off at work. Guys, it's possible to find love in the Dominican Republic, Sosua, Cabarete, no matter where you are. Don't give up. And if you're coming here for intimacy, do not feel like a monger. You are taking time out for yourself to enjoy your life and come here and promise a beautiful woman to love you for who you are. And don't feel bad for that. But if you're out at the bars grabbing women by their breasts and doing all that other stuff, that's a whole different other thing. And you should be embarrassed of yourself, especially if you try it to me, because I'm going to slap you up and talk to you about it on a video. Oh, one last message, Beryl. Girl, go pick up Noche so she doesn't cry. Love you. We are going right now. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to pay my bill. I'm going to finish up the last bit of chinola juice that I have here. Thank you for allowing me to share with you guys, as always. You know, I'm going to be uploading some pictures of the Whopper video. And like probably tomorrow, because I can't stop thinking about those Whoppers, those Burger King Whoppers. Go figure. Veggie Whoppers to boot, and they're amazing. And the onion rings taste just like onion rings from Burger King. And I heard there's a Wendy's in Santiago, but I'll do that when Bruce comes back. Until then, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your messages. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I upload random videos at random times, but I always like to upload some content for your information, especially if you're relocating. Bye, guys. Take care. God bless you. Big blesses, huge hugs, and loads of love. And yeah, talk to Hugh Grahams if you're looking. Graham Hughes. Hugh Grahams. That's a whole other name right there for you. But you guys talk to him, because it is possible to find love here. You can talk to me too, as I can tell you that I found it. All right. Let me give you a little view before we go of what I am seeing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Listen. There's my hand. And that's a real vision right there. Look how beautiful that is. A little bit of a pool. Turn it around. Hold on. I'll show you guys my motor concho waiting for me. See my motor concho waiting for me right there? Look at him. He's like, we gotta go get Noche. Meanwhile, he's all over his internet. And there is the beautiful sea. We're on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. You guys ready to come on down here? You let me know. My name is Cerise, Fairfax, and I've been here. July 16th will be 3 years, and I would love for you guys to send me some questions because I'm going to do a question and answer thing for my 3 year anniversary. I know I was supposed to do a 6 month anniversary. I remember I was supposed to do a 3 month anniversary when I first got here, what it's like to be here for 3 months. Then I was going to do a 6 month one. Then I was going to do a 9 month one. Then I was going to do a 1 year one. Then I just gave up. I was like, forget it. I'm not, I, no, I can't do any of that. I need more time here before I can be more professional. And this is it. I'm like, yo, I'm ready. 3 years in, July 16th. I have 3 people in mind that are going to ask me questions. And you guys send me your questions. My email is cerisefairfax@gmail.com. The same spelling as this channel right now, cerisefairfax@gmail.com. But also, you guys can WhatsApp me at 829-702-7726. And I just want to have a whole entire, live to air telling you guys the who, what, when, where, why, and how of who I am. All right. I'm going to shut out now. Thank you, everyone. I love you so much. God bless you. Bye bye.